It's time for some straight talk. You love your phone, but you hate that big bill.
You know, we've been together for 6 years, and I think that...
Enough already. I'm done.
Ditch the bill with Straight Talk Wireless and keep your phone network and number for up to 50% less. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Saturday afternoon baseball from Los Angeles, the LA Regional. Elimination game starts our day. Baylor and Omaha trying to stick around until Sunday. Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Game 3 of the Los Angeles Regional Elimination Game. The Summit League champs Omaha and the 2 seed out of the Big 12, Baylor, both losing yesterday. Here in this elimination matchup tonight, the West Coast Conference Tournament champions, LMU. The Lions taking on the number 1 national seed, the UCLA Bruins. Along with national champion from the University of Arizona, Wes Clements, Roxy Bernstein with you. Elimination game. It's all on the line right now for both Baylor and Omaha.
Well, the thing that comes to mind right now, Roxy, for both of these clubs, they're seniors. For the first time in their career, they have come to the yard with the understanding if they lose, it's the last time they put that uniform on is today.
Well, the key for Baylor all season has been their offense. They've had the best batting average in the Big 12 as a ball club, and the heart of the order is as good as there is in college baseball. Although yesterday they struggled, just 1 for 10 in the loss against LMU. They have to get it going. They need those bats to wake up if they're going to stick around for the rest of the weekend. And Davis Wenzel is right in the thick of things for Baylor.
Well, Davis is one of the best third basemen in all of college baseball. You see, he's the Big 12 Co-Player of the Year. When Baylor is scoring runs, Davis is right in the middle, Roxy.
On the other side, the opposition for Baylor is Omaha. They made their first appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. They had a lead against the number 1 national seeds last night when Braden Eckhout went deep against Ryan Garcia, but then UCLA came back. Omaha needs to find more of that today if they're going to get their first tournament win in program history.
Well, it was, listen, we had everybody's attention last night when Omaha took the lead against the number 1 overall seed in UCLA. They came to play here, and I expect them to battle Baylor big time today.
So the Summit League champs, Omaha, against the Baylor Bears and at large from the Big 12. Elimination game. Who wants to stick around? Lineups and first pitch next from Los Angeles.
Extra power button. Extra power button. You're looking buff.
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Los Angeles, California side of the Los Angeles Regional. We start day 2 from Jackie Robinson Stadium. UCLA Bruins, the host for this regional. And an elimination game and taking the ball for the Omaha Mavericks. Joey Machado makes the start. He's 6-2 and a 4.37 ERA.
Well, Joey has formerly been the Friday night starter for the Mavericks, Roxy, and it's kind of a luxury when you think about it to be the second guy on the mound this weekend. He's not overpowering whatsoever. He's going to have a fastball between 86 to 89. The thing to look for with Joey Machado is his command, Roxy. At times, he's had trouble throwing strikes, and that's the wrong thing you want to do to give this Baylor offense.
In the lineup for the Baylor Bears, leading the Big 12 in hitting as a ball club this year. And they need to get those bats going. We talked about the heart of the order, but Cole Herring hitting 6th leads Baylor in homers with 10.
Well, he does. I think what Steve Rodriguez, I'm not sure that he said this to his hitter, but there's a pretty good chance. I mean, Steve Rodriguez was a tremendous hitter and a tremendous baseball player himself, but I'm sure he went and talked to his hitter and say, hey, listen, it's no different than the regular season, and just be patient today. They swung in had a lot of first pitch outs yesterday, Rox.
So leading it off for the Bears, Nick Lofton, the shortstop, hitting .324. Good. 1 for 4 yesterday against LMU, and he takes ball 1 from Joey Machado. Sophomore from Corpus Christi, Texas. Joey Machado's 1-0. That's a strike. 13 starts for Machado, who began the year for Omaha as the #1 in their rotation. Missed a couple of weeks in April with some elbow soreness. And when he was skipped a couple of turns, that's when Parker Kinney moved up to the #1 spot, or Peyton Kinney rather moved up to the #1 spot in their rotation. 2-1 pitch. And of course, Kinney is the Summit League Pitcher of the Year, who took the loss last night. Was pitching well until he ran out of gas against UCLA.
Well, what an effort Peyton Kinney gave the Mavericks last night. I mean, he was tremendous. You mentioned it. He had a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Gave up 3, and unfortunately for him, that was it.
2-2. Popped up. Giving it a look behind the plate, Brett Bonar, the catcher for Omaha, and it's out of play. Count holds 2-2 on Nick Lofton leading it off. Baylor shut down yesterday. LMU, the West Coast Conference Tournament champs, a 3-1 victory over the Bears. 2-2 pitch. Hit well out towards center. Going back is Thomas de Bonneville with room. And he puts it away, and that's how our ball game begins. Evan Porter in his 3rd year as the head coach of his alma mater. Just 32 years of age, one of the youngest coaches in America.
I really am so impressed. 2005, 2009, he was a 4-year starter for the Mavericks, Roxy, at shortstop. He was a 2-time All-American as well. And interesting story how he ended up being the Mavericks head coach, huh?
It is. And he was an assistant coach for Omaha for a number of seasons. As Richard Cunningham takes a strike from Joey Machado. As Evan Porter then would, after he had finished the collegiate season, would go play in Europe professionally. And he was playing in Sweden one year when they called to offer him the job as the head coach of his alma mater. Richard Cunningham lines it off the base of the wall in right field. Picked up by Ben Polensky and pulling into second base. A double for Richard Cunningham.
Well, Cunningham, Roxy, we've talked to him. He's a leader of this team. He's a 5th-year senior, has a couple degrees, and he effectively is the leader. He has the last voice for this club. Anytime they're on the road, they're a problem, they go to him.
Runner at second base. Shea Langeliers, the catcher's averages dip below 300. The 297 now. 7 home runs on the year for the junior, who drives one out toward deep left center field. Going back is de Bonneville to the wall, runs out of room, it's gone. Baylor's on the board in the 1st. Shea Langeliers is 8th of the season. Early impact from the heart of the order for the Bears.
Well, we talked about in the open, Rocks, the 3-4-5 yesterday did not produce, and just like that in the 1st inning, Baylor's offense is awake, and Shea Langeliers, expect him to be a top 10 pick tomorrow, or actually on Monday in the Major League Draft. No doubt. Leaves the yard, left center, and just like that, Baylor's got some life, rejuvenation, and a 2-0 lead.
DH Andy Thomas takes a strike.
How about the hair, Rocks?
Again, you talking about hair. You're just jealous
Listen,
of anybody that's got hair.
Let me just say something. There was a time that I had hair, okay? And if somebody said, I'll give you some money if you do that to your hair.
1-1 pitch, low and away.
What do you think the answer is?
Yes.
Absolutely. No, you don't know me.
If it was for money?
No.
You would have done it.
No, because, listen, I got a perm when I had hair. And my mom,
you would have done anything with your hair. Rolled to first off the bat of Thomas, handled behind the bag by Braden Rogers, and there's 2 away. Davis Wenzel coming up for Baylor.
I think this is a big at-bat for Davis Wenzel, Rocks. Yesterday he scuffled some. I think it's real important. If Baylor not only is going to win this game, but advance and keep moving on, this young man right here has to be in the middle of it, and he has to be swinging the bat well. He's too good of a hitter to go through games like he did yesterday.
0 for 2 with a walk yesterday, and he takes way high from Machado. Go Big 12 Player of the Year.
Local
Leading
product,
hitter, 373 in the conference.
Local product here from Southern California.
San Clemente. 1-0 pitch. That's high.
I still was impressed with what he told us a couple days ago. When he knew he was going to Baylor, he wore a camouflage Baylor t-shirt to high school.
2-0 pitch. Wenzel gets under it. Thomas DeBonville there for Omaha. Now toward left center, puts it away, but the damage is done. Baylor strikes in the first, and it's Shea Langeliers giving the early lead to Baylor.
Well, he's one of the best catchers in the country, but he can swing the bat. Just like that, Bears up 2-0.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow, dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Shea Langeliers giving Baylor the early lead as he goes yard. A 2-run shot by the catcher. And a 2-0 lead before the lefty. Paul Dickens even takes the mound, the junior from Fort Worth, getting the call here in this elimination game for Steve Rodriguez in Baylor.
Well, he's not a hard thrower, Rocks. You see his record 5-2. His fastball is going to be around 87 to 91. 91's on the high end. He's probably going to sit around 87. He throws a curveball and a changeup.
13th start for Dickens. Made 2 relief appearances this year. 5-2 and a 4.07 ERA is Braden Eckhout, who homered against Ryan Garcia here last night, which was the first run in Omaha baseball history in the NCAA tournament at the Division I level.
You think that woke up some people in Nebraska last night?
I think it woke up a lot of people around college baseball. Like, what the heck's going on? The #1 national seed. Eckhout fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
Well, I actually like, how about the fans have come out from Nebraska here to support the Mavericks here? They were loud last night for a long time. First 4 innings.
0-2 pitch. Eckhout lays off in the dirt. Good off speed.
You know, Eckhart is almost polar opposite of Ryan Garcia, Roxy. I mean, Ryan Garcia is throwing 93 to 95 mile-an-hour fastballs. Dickens, exactly the opposite. Not a hard thrower.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Do like the mustache, though, don't you? Look at that. That's big league here.
Two pitch. Backs up Eckhout, and the count runs full on the Omaha third baseman, hitting .283 on the year. Junior from Amherst, Nebraska. The pitch. Eckhout drills one to left. This is deep. Weaver back. Gone! Second consecutive ball game. Braden Eckhout with a home run. And that gets Omaha on the board, his 4th of the year.
Well, you do know one thing. It's Mr. Eckhart. He's got some pop in his bat, and he leaves the yard on a fastball about 5 miles an hour slower than Ryan Garcia's. Same location, Roxy. Good hands. The ball's elevated. I think he knows it right about now.
That ball lined over the wall in left field as the first pitch. Keel Weedy fouls it off. And a shortstop for Omaha. Braden Eckhout homered last night, homers again today.
It's the best game in the world, Roxy. College baseball, even better. Because why? Because the David versus Goliath. There's always these stories, and they're always being underestimated. And it's just, I talked to Evan Porter before the game today, and he said, you know what? It was a big-time, great feeling to be, through 4 innings, to be 1-0 over the UCLA Bruins last night, and he said the dugout felt like it.
The buzz and the energy they had last night. Eckhout gave them the lead before UCLA came through and broke through against Peyton Kinney in the middle innings last night. Fouled away by Keel Weedy.
Well, sports can teach you so many life lessons, Roxy. When you're talking about Omaha, I mean, they're going up against giants here in this UCLA regional, but it teaches them life lessons to when they get on and move on past baseball. They understand that
2-2 pitch.
If somebody says they can't do something, they know different because they did it.
Full count now in Weedy. Pitch. Chased one. First out for Paul Dickens. There's one away.
Well, it's a fastball. After throwing so many off-speed pitches, it plays around 90 miles an hour, even though it's 96, and it's up and away. And in a hurry, Dickens kind of calmed the Omaha dugout down temporarily.
Parker Smeckel, the batter, first team All-Summit this year. Strike one.
It's a really good changeup there. Really good changeup. What's a great changeup? A fastball arm action with a changeup velocity, and that is perfect.
Smeckel 0 for 4, scored a run last night. 1 strike pitch, 0-2. Fourth-year junior Smeckel from Columbus, Nebraska, JC transfer, is medical redshirt last year with an upper body injury. And he really blossomed this year for Omaha, but in 3 pitches, Dickens gets the strikeout. There's 2 gone.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of the last at-bat with Crumweed, Roxy. 2 soft pitches, 1 fastball at 87. Back in the truck for the second strikeout in a row.
2 outs, the cleanup batter, right fielder Ben Polensky, the batter. 244 on the year as Paul Dickens delivers strike 1. Senior from Papillion, Nebraska. 1 for 4, doubled last night against UCLA. Soft liner, back out into center. And a 2-out base runner for the Mavs. Grant Supancic, the DH, coming up.
Well, it's a changeup, and Polensky hits it like a changeup. What I mean by that, he hit it right off the end of the bat, just kind of feathered it right up the middle and got himself a base knock.
Supancic came up as a pinch hitter last night in the 9th inning and made the final out of the ballgame. In the start at DH today. And first pitch, bouncer to short. Nick Lofton charges, and he gets it to second to Josh Bissonette to get the force. Side retired, but Omaha answers to get right back on the board after Shea Langeliers in the top half. Braden Eckhout for Omaha. 2-1 through 1.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
2-1 after one as Steve Rodriguez and Baylor out in front of Omaha. Fourth year for Steve Rodriguez as the head coach at Baylor after spending 10-plus years up the road at Pepperdine, his alma mater. One of the best hitting teams in America, Baylor. Has been in the tournament now 3 of the 4 seasons that Steve Rodriguez has been in Waco.
Well, Steve is a tremendous hitter as a player.
Cole Herring leading off the second. There is a slider from Machado that just missed. 10 homers for the senior from Katy, Texas. Cole Herring leading Baylor in home runs. Also 41 batted in, 1-1 pitch. And that missed inside, 2-1. Matt Wilbanks, the plate umpire today. Game 1. Jeff Gosney, the umpire, down the line at first. Kevin Sweeney at second. Jeff Head at third. Popped up and out of play. Back behind the dish by Cole Herring. 2-2 on the right fielder today. Herring played left field last night, or yesterday afternoon. 2-2 from Machado. That's inside and a full count.
Well, you see the run on Machado's fastball. He's not overpowering, but he has success, Roxy, when he runs that fastball down and in, just like he did.
Full count on Cole Herring. Joey Machado, the pitch. Ball blasted but foul. That ball was absolutely crushed.
Wow.
And it hit a car down there.
That's a home run in a round ballpark, 100%.
Somebody's not going to be happy when they get to their vehicle later today.
I'm not sure it could dent that thing, could it?
Oh, I think it could. The way that ball was hit. Again, the 3-2. Herring on the ground, backhanded at short. Heel Crumweedy on the first. And the out. And there's one away.
Well, already a good sign for the Baylor offense, Roxy, with Langeliers leaving the yard for a 2-run bomb in the first inning. And then the at-bat that Wenzel had, and then, of course, Cunningham. So you have 3 guys who didn't produce yesterday have already produced.
And some of the outs already have been hit sharply as Josh Bissonette.
Well, that's a good at-bat by Herring right there.
Senior stands in. 266 with 3 home runs. First pitch, hit in the air. Shallow right center. Thomas DeBonville coming in. 2 outs.
And that at-bat right there will get Steve Rodriguez a little bit frustrated. And we talk about this many, many times with hitters. If you're going to swing at the first pitch, Roxy, don't pop it up. You need to hit it hard somewhere. I have no problem, and Steve Rodriguez has no problem with his hitters offering at the first pitch, but keep it out of the air. Make sure you hit it hard somewhere.
2 outs. Here's Cole Weaver, who did not play in the game last night. Senior from Carlsbad. He's hitting .346 in limited opportunities this year. He's driven in 5. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. And Weaver, an interesting story that he will join the Army right after the season ends and got an extension to stay with the team in Baylor from the United States Army through the end of the season. 2-0 pitch. And Steve Rodriguez telling us, and somebody checking on their vehicle out there. Yep, somebody's in trouble.
Well, I don't know.
3-0 pitch. And Machado misses on all 4 and a 2-out walk issued to Weaver. He trots down to first base, and Weaver's a guy that would leave the Baylor baseball program. Coach, I need the weekend to go train with the Army Reserves.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Go.
And he's at first base. 2 outs. Chase Wesner, the first baseman, the redshirt freshman, hitting .287 on the year. And he takes ball 1 from Joey Machado. Move to first, and Weaver back standing up.
I just had a flashback to my youth when the ball hit the car in left field. You know what they used to tell you? Don't go near that ball. don't go anywhere near it because you're going to be guilty if you're anywhere around there looking for the ball.
They think it's yours?
Well, why wouldn't they?
1-0 pitch. That's a strike. Well,
you just let the ball go. I wouldn't be trying to check out somebody's car like that. I mean, obviously, somebody's going to say, well, you did the damage.
Did you ever do damage to a car when you hit a baseball?
Listen, I'm not that bright, but I am smart enough to understand.
Hey, knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, well, I am smart enough to. I know I'm not that bright, but I'm smart enough to understand that I'm not the only one that can hear me right now.
So, did you ever hit a ball that hit a car?
See? Love you too.
What do you think? The statute of limitations has probably run out on it, Wes. You can own up to it. You can fess up that you did it.
No, the only thing that you didn't say
So what did
there,
you do to Terry Francona's car when you were in college?
Here, I knew it was going to come because I thought you said would say something like the statute of limitations has run out 7 times.
Is that the dent right there, by the way? Above the right rear tire from the baseball hit by Herring? 3-1 on Wesner. And it's ball 4. There's 2 on. Back-to-back walks with 2 down. Back to the top of the order, Nick Lofton. And again, the foul ball hit by Cole Herring. Now it hits a car down in foul ground.
It got it. What?
No, it didn't hit the red car. It hit the black one behind it.
It did?
Yeah. Well, didn't you see it ricochet?
Oh, wait. Hold on. That one?
It hit the Beamer.
Oh, the Beamer.
That's an expensive foul ball.
There's an insurance claim. I mean, even more reason to don't go anywhere near there.
And we have video proof.
Yeah, well,
look, I'm not lying. It's true.
Yeah.
It happened on national television.
Just stay away. We'll get you another baseball. Don't you leave.
So something must have happened to you. There's a ball ripped up the alleyway from Nick Lofton. Cole Weaver racing home. Chase Wesner to third, diving into second. Nick Lofton, an RBI double. 3-1 Baylor. That ball was blistered to left center.
It was, and we talked about the Baylor offense, the best in the Big 12 this year, and they have woken up this morning early, and it's fast, and the right guys. What I'm talking about, Lofton, your leadoff guy, finds the gap, plates Weaver, and just like that, Baylor up 3-1. 5 outs into the game.
RBI number 40 for Lofton on the year is Evan Porter not wasting any time. He's going to the bullpen here. And again, this is an elimination game. It's all hands on deck. And Porter not wasting any time going to the bullpen. The lefty, Andrew Brighton, coming in for Omaha. Baylor looking for more.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
The ESPN networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, the SEC network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage is also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All coverage is available on the ESPN app.
New pitcher for Omaha, lefty, the senior Andrew Brighton from Nashville, Michigan. 3-1 Baylor. Runners at second and third, 2 outs as Joey Machado goes an inning and 2/3. Richard Cunningham doubled and scored in the first, and left on left, swings and a fly ball deep right center field. Back is Polensky at the track. He leaps and he caught it. Ben Polensky, a leaping catch at the base of the fence. And a long out, but Omaha escapes, allowing just the 1 run, but a brilliant catch by Polensky.
What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to bring families closer together.
I want to bring pride back to our communities.
I want people to wear what they want. I want us to be free to talk about mental health.
I want humanity to reconnect with nature.
I want sustainable to be the solution, not the alternative.
Make the world you want. You've got the power, we've got the tools.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Ben Polensky trying to give Omaha a lift. A nice leaping catch at the fence as Baylor strands two, but the Bears lead at 3-1. Elimination game, bottom of the second. Brett Bonar leads it off. And the catcher looks at a strike from Paul Dickens. 6, 7, and 8 for Omaha in the home second. Thomas DeBonville and Braden Rogers due up. Paul Dickens, one strike pitch. 1-1 on Bonar. 5 homers. The all Summit League catcher hitting .243.
You know, you think about that catch that Polensky made to end the last inning, Rocks.
Ground ball foul.
One thing we have mentioned about the Omaha Mavericks, they're the best defensive team in the entire country. UCLA number 2, but the Mavericks number 1.
Paul Dickens, junior lefties, 1-2 pitch. Upstairs to Bonar. 2-2 the count. So a good start offensively for Baylor. And the bats were quieted yesterday by Cody Paiva and LMU. And a breaking ball up and in and a full count.
Well, it's a big hitter for Dickens after your club gives you a run in the top half of the second. Important to get a shutdown inning, but more importantly to get the leadoff hitter out.
3-2. Bonar popped up. This will get out of play. And we'll do it again. Brett Bonar, the catcher for Omaha, leading off the second. The pitch. Hit in the air, back of second, going out. Josh Bissonette drifting with it, and he makes the catch of the move. One out in the last of the second inning as we take a look at the conference breakdown in terms of how the records are stacking up. And how about the Valley? The Missouri Valley off to a good start. And the lone loss for the Big 12, of course, here yesterday it was Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, it's early. I will tell you that. It's early. I mean, what happened yesterday, the beauty about it is all the teams that lost get an opportunity to come back today.
Thomas DeBonville, strike one.
And get a chance to even that record.
Silverthorne, Colorado native, 6 home runs for DeBonville on the year. One strike pitch, he waves that one running away. It's 0-2.
I was a little bit surprised about the Pac-12's Cal. I really was. And I thought they'd have a better showing.
0-2 pitch, just a bit high.
With Andrew Vaughn, the reigning Golden Spikes Award winner, and
you trying to make me sad right now?
No, I'm just trying to be honest.
You're just piling on, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm just
1-2 pitch, just missed. Down low.
Why, are you a Cal fan or something?
I did go to school there, but
that doesn't
you
mean
knew that.
I was actually being sincere right there. I was. I'm surprised.
2-2 pitch.
I was. Honestly,
ball.
You're telling me you're not surprised that the Bears lost 2 straight?
I am surprised.
I'm big time surprised. With that offense, I did not think they could get shut down.
And then Jared Horn struggled last night against TCU. Just couldn't command. 2-2 pitch. Topped at home plate by DeBonville, foul, and the count holds 2-2.
And of course, TCU, who beat him yesterday, one of the controversial teams picked for the postseason, right, as an at-large.
They'll play Arkansas tonight in the winner's bracket. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. Third strikeout for Paul Dickens. Two outs in the home second.
Excuse me, Rox. That's a real good slider down and in. Perfectly located from a left-hander. Underneath the bat, down and in by Dickens.
Braden Rogers.
If you're just joining us, first college baseball game you've ever watched, how did these teams get there? Well, the Summit League is how Omaha got here by winning their conference tournament. And Baylor, on the other side, was picked as an at-large team. They finished second in the Big 12. There's 16 host sites. One will be matched up with 16.
Braden Rogers takes ball 2.
When it comes to super regionals, the UCLA regional is matched up with the number 16, which is up at Corvallis.
2-0 pitch from Dickens. There's a ball hit in the air to center. Going back is Cunningham. Plenty of room out there for Richard Cunningham. Makes the catch. And a 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the second for Paul Dickens. 3-1 Baylor. Heart of the order coming up for the Bears.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow, dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Well, Baylor has a 3-1 lead, and this is part of the reason why it happened. First inning, an All-American, one of the best catchers, but also can swing the pole. 2-run bomb, excitement in the Baylor Bears dugout, Roxy.
Shea Langeliers leads off the third, and Andrew Brighton slings one up there.
That was a
delivery for ball 1.
Oh, excuse me, that was a slinger, wasn't it? It looked like he dropped down on him. It is. And what do we mean by a slinger? He's more three-quarters. If you look at a left-handed pitcher, if he threw straight from the top down, that'd be over the top, and then as you go down, lower your arm, it ends up being like a three-quarters motion, and that's exactly what it is.
3-0 the count on Langeliers. Andrew Brighton, 6-foot southpaw from Nashville, Michigan. Senior delivers a strike. He appeared in 14 games in relief this season. He has a save. He made 5 starts, 2-4, and a 5.67 ERA. Off speed for a strike. And a full count now on Langeliers. Pitched for 2 years at Lansing Community College before transferring to Omaha. Crushed to left, going back. Smeckel at the wall, leaps, gone, home run. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs. Shea Langeliers. 4-1 Baylor.
Well, he's one of the best in the entire nation, obviously behind the dish, but his bat has woken up early, and early by the second home run. Smeckel goes back on his ball, and it almost looks like he's got a beat on this ball, Roxy, at left field. Take a look at the swing, and dare I say, the launch angle is a hit by pitch right after pitch 1.
So Andy Thomas is on. Davis Wenzel coming up for Baylor. Couple of home runs for Shea Langeliers and a 4-1 lead. You know what? You hit 2 home runs, you can do whatever you want with your hair.
Yeah, apparently it works.
You gonna go for that hair in a can for the second game tonight?
Yeah, it's just a breaking ball in the back. What did you say? How did Cal do again?
Davis Wenzel for Volt. Really?
Well, if you're going to go there, I mean, I guarantee a teammate did that to his hair. His teammate or it's somebody on the team, somebody's parents, mom is a, what would you call him? I don't want him.
Hairdresser.
Thank you.
Called strike to Davis Wenzel. It flew out in the first. Cal Hankey beginning to loosen up for Omaha. 4-1 Baylor with the lead. Scored in each of the first 3 innings in this one. There's a pop-up on an off-speed near second base. Max Gamm there for Omaha, 1 out. Cole Herring coming up.
Well, you figured, Roxy, that this Baylor Barrels offense was not going to be held 2 days in a row.
No.
They're just too good.
And let's face it, Cody Paiva is a terrific pitcher, and they ran into a guy that was sharp and on top of his game yesterday. Herring drills one to center, going back as Thomas DeBonville makes a leaping catch and steps onto the warning track. Scampering back to first is Andy Thomas, as that ball was stung to the deepest part of the ballpark by Cole Herring, and Thomas DeBonville able to run it down.
Always marvel at outfielders, the athleticism. For that matter, anybody that plays baseball on the defensive end. But DeBonville, I mean, he went back on there and made something that was a little bit more difficult look kind of easy for him.
We saw him make a terrific catch last night coming in on a ball. Josh Bissonette takes the breaking ball down low. Fly out in the second for Bissonette. So the Southern California native, the senior. 2 outs, Thomas at first. Baylor up 4-1 in this elimination game. That one's in the dirt, and Thomas breaks for second, a wild pitch.
It's a good job by Thomas. Takes his secondary lead, reads the ball in the dirt, especially with 2 outs, gets himself in scoring position.
Thomas leads out there at second. 2-0 pitch. Bissonette lines it foul. It's Bissonette from the musically inclined family. His dad, Matt, currently on tour as a bassist for Elton John. He's also, by the way...
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Really?
Well, you said Elton John.
I did. Okay, Rocket Man. But he's also toured with David Lee Roth. Ground ball to third. Knocked down, picked up. Great neck out onto first. So he's played with David Lee Roth and Rick Springfield. That's a nice mix.
Well, I tell you what I really like. This rocket right here from Shea Langeliers. The second home run of the game for one of the best in the entire country. We're heading to the bottom of the third. It's all Bears so far.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow. Dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Some think cooking is old-fashioned, but in this day, finding ways to bring people together, getting them to stop, breathe, talk, now that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. They had everything I needed to launch my new site and share it with the world. What's your idea? Make it happen with GoDaddy. Make the world you want.
NCAA Regionals presented by Capital One. As we go to the bottom half of the third inning, 9-1-2 for Omaha, 4-1 lead for Baylor. Max Gamm leads it off. As Paul Dickens with a pitch, popped up, foul near the Baylor dugout, maybe a play, and the railing that Davis, or rather Chase Wesner was trying to battle over there and just couldn't quite reach it, and it's a foul ball. It's 1-1 on Gamm. Gam had a hit last night against UCLA.
It's kind of interesting way that Wesner tried to catch that ball, wasn't it? Instead of up.
It was awkward.
He tried a basket catch it.
Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever do it again. 1-1 pitch.
No, I was just laughing at myself because if some of my former teammates were hearing me talk about how somebody caught a ball at first, they'd be like, just shut up, all right?
We saw you try to do it. 2-1 pitch. Gam takes ball 3.
It was a mystery, 100%. When the ball went up and there was a pop-up, literally the whole dugout stopped what they were doing just to watch because they could see something really funny.
3-1. Gam takes a strike and a full count.
Surprised at some of the results yesterday, Roxy? I was at Corvallis. We can talk about that one a little bit.
3-2. Fouled back. We'll get to that in a sec. We got time.
We got all day.
We do.
We're at the yard all day. What else would you rather be
UCLA,
doing?
LMU tonight. But Omaha, they became the 12th team to make its tournament debut in the last 5 seasons. Last night, 3-2 pitch fought off by Gam. And Omaha becoming the 10th of those 12 teams to lose their initial game in the field. But they put a scare into UCLA. They were up 1-0. And the Summit League Pitcher of the Year, Peyton Kinney, was cruising. 8th pitch of the at-bat to Gam. And it's ball 4 up and in. And he draws a walk. And a leadoff base runner to start the home third. We go back to the top of the order and Braden Eckout.
Well, Dickens was walking off towards third base, getting ready for that ball to be thrown around for strike 3.
Home run for Eckout in the first. Pitch. That's ball 1.
We've talked
1-0 the count.
Excuse me, Rox, but we've talked a lot about the Baylor Bears offense, but we need to start talking about Braden Eckout. I mean, he has been sensational in this regional. 2 home runs, had a home run last night off the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year and Ryan Garcia.
1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground and through into left. Braden Eckout 2 for 2. Max Gam stops at second. And the Mavs have something brewing here in the last of the third.
Well, he's been swinging the bat good the last couple of days, and he finds this little off-speed pitch. Finds the 5-6 hole, sets up the Mavericks first and second. No outs here, Roxy, in the bottom of the third.
Keel Crumweedy, the batter now, the shortstop. The 2 hitter struck out in the first. 2 on, nobody out. Elimination game. The winner will play tomorrow afternoon against the loser of tonight's game as Crumweedy gets a bunt down foul up the first baseline.
Now, this is very interesting to me, Roxy, for a couple reasons. In a game where you had to use a lot of pitching yesterday for both of these clubs, I don't think 4 runs is going to win this game. I don't think 6 runs is going to win this game. And in the mindset of Evan Porter, the head coach of Omaha, he's got his leading RBI hitter on deck. He leads the club, and that is Smeckel. But first base is open, so is he going to get a chance to hit? For me, he probably is not.
He's squaring. Dickens, the 1-strike pitch, bunted from Weedy toward third, charging Wenzel on the move, and Davis Wenzel throws out from Weedy the sacrifice. Advancing the runners, Max Gam goes to third, and Braden Eckout to second base.
Well, it's a good sacrifice bunt. There's no question about it by Crumweedy. But again, let's see what Steve Rodriguez elects to do with Smeckel with first base open.
Smeckel struck out in the first inning. Omaha last night was 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and here's a chance for Parker Smeckel to get Omaha right back into the game. Paul Dickens the pitch, and a breaking ball strike. I guess the good news for Baylor today is they're playing a team from Nebraska and not from California. And I say that because Baylor has lost each of their last 5 NCAA tournament games against teams from the state of California. 1 strike pitch, that's high. And they've been outscored in those games by 41 runs.
Of course, last year, Steve Rodriguez's Bears were up in the Stanford Regional, which we were actually working that. And the 2 California teams there were obviously the Stanford and then Cal State Fullerton, who eventually won that regional and went on to the Super Regional against University of Washington.
1-1 pitch. Smeckel takes in the dirt. Knocked down by Langeliers.
Well, I don't want this to go unnoticed, the job that Langeliers does behind the dish and why he's on all the scouts' radar, and he's going to be, in my opinion, a top 20 pick on Monday. He's so fundamentally sound behind the plate, not only catching the ball but blocking the ball. How he blocked that last pitch was just textbook.
Two-one pitch, big hack by Smeckel, and it's 2-2.
This is we'll get a look at Shea Langeliers behind the dish. Just watch him block this ball. It's a previous pitch. He goes down with 2 knees. He's going to try to turn his right shoulder in and soften up that ball, and that's exactly what happened.
Critical with Gam at third and Eck out at second. At minimum, Smeckel has to find a way to get that run home from third with less than 2 outs. Fly ball left center field. On the move is Weaver, and he goes into a slide, and Cole Weaver makes the catch. Tagging at third, coming in is Max Gam. Braden Eckhout stays at second base. It is a sac fly, and Omaha gets a run back. It's 4-2 Baylor.
Well, it's a good job by Smeckel. Obviously hits a sacrifice fly, gets the second run on the board for Omaha. We're going to look at the catch by Weaver. You know, we talked about Weaver, what he's going to be doing after college baseball, Roxy. He's going right to the Army. That drill right there.
That's where some of the Army training came in handy.
Yeah, that's not a problem right there.
Ben Polensky, the batter, with a runner at second and 2 outs. 4-2 Baylor. Bottom 3. Paul Dickens, the pitch. That's fouled straight back. The runner stayed Eckhout at second base.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. You're chasing 2 runs right there. I mean, you need to be 100% sure that you can get over to third base. And he was actually halfway, which is where you want to be in that scenario right there.
Yeah, because the ball falls, then he scores easily.
Correct.
Here's a chop, charging it at short. Nick Lofton fires to first. Side retired, but a run for the Mavs. Through 3 in LA. The coach, Evan Porter, joins us next. His team down 2.
Maytag knows extra dirty clothes need extra cleaning power. That's why the power of the extra power button makes Maytag extra powerful. Wow. Dirt doesn't stand a chance against this kind of power. Get a load of this. That laundry is stacked. Not bad, huh?
May is Maytag month. Get great deals on powerful Maytag appliances right now.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
4-2 Baylor leads as we go to the 4th of this elimination game in Los Angeles. Along with Wes Clements, Roxy Bernstein, joined by Evan Porter, the head coach of Omaha. And Coach, you guys faced this last weekend, going through elimination games. How much can your team draw on that experience of the Summit League tournament here today?
Sure, I think that helps being in this position before a week ago. And in these games, you just got to find a way to keep battling and keep grinding. And they took an early lead, and our guys did a good job of sticking with it offensively. So now we just got to find a way to stop them and keep it going.
Well, talk about Brendan Eckhout. I mean, he has come onto the scene here in a big scene and delivered.
Yeah, Braden's been great. He's really stepped up these last 2 days, and this is when
foul ball off the bat of
a lot of times
Weaver.
Guys will step up and do their thing, and he's doing that for us right now. So that's good to see.
Evan, you made the decision to go to the bullpen early. What did you see with Joey Machado that said, you know what, let's get somebody else in there?
Yeah, it looked like when he went out there in the first inning, it just looked a little bit different, and something was off, and it looked, he was leaving his ball up, and usually he's pretty good at shooting knees. So, once we went out there, I went out there the second inning and said it was pretty tight. So he's coming off an injury about 3 weeks ago, so we didn't want to push anything. But yeah, so that was a tough start, just not having your guy go, out of the second inning there, but hopefully we can get him healed up and ready to go again soon.
Well, Evan, last night, we talked about it. You had a 1-0 lead on the #1 team in the country, the #1 overall seed. What did you tell your club after the game last night?
Oh, he said it was a good effort and a good battle, and it's good to play these games against teams like UCLA and Baylor, and see how you stack up and how you compete against them. And I thought our guys did a fine job of that. And now we're quick turnaround. We're right back at it, so we got to find a way to. I think we're chasing 2 right now, so we got to find a way to stay in this one.
Well, Evan, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us. Evan Porter, the head coach of Omaha. Cole Weaver, a leadoff single. He's aboard for the second time. And the 9-hitter Chase Wesner, the batter for Baylor. 5 hits now for the Bears. Strike call to Chase Wesner, who walked in the second inning. Well, you mentioned Oregon State, Wes, and
yes,
the defending national champs losing last night in a wild game to Cincinnati in Corvallis.
It was really wild last night. We were in the booth watching the game.
Squaring to bunt, Wesner pushes it. Off the mound, Andrew Brighton fields, underhands to first base to Braden Rogers for the out. 1 gone as Cole Weaver advances to second. Nick Lofton, the top of the order, coming up in this elimination game between Baylor and Omaha. And the Mavs looking for their first win in the NCAA tournament, where Baylor trying to avoid elimination here and stick around. So is Omaha, but Baylor as the 2 seed. It was a rough day for the 2 seeds yesterday, but the 1 seed Oregon State last night losing.
Well, they did, and in our regional, with UCLA being the #1 overall seed and Oregon State being the 16th seed, our regional is matched up with them. And I think everybody thought Oregon State up at Corvallis, up at the stadium with that fan base, they just don't lose, Roxy, let alone lose game 1. And then I believe they're trailing today as well.
Trailing Creighton 3-1 right now. That's in the 6th inning at Goss Stadium, and that's a 1-2 matchup where the 2 lower seeds won, with Cincinnati, the American Conference champs, who the only way they were getting in is by winning the American tournament. They did, and then they kept that momentum going with a win last night as Nick Lofton an RBI double in the 2nd inning.
They'll play Michigan.
Michigan Wolverines knocked off the 2 seed, Michigan the 3, Creighton was the 2. So it's Oregon State and Creighton right now in an elimination game in Corvallis. 3-0 pitch, Lofton takes low, ball 4. There's 2 on for Richard Cunningham.
What I think is very interesting how Cincinnati won that game. Now, Cincinnati led that entire game until late in the game, and then the Beavers came back and tied it up. And we were talking about it.
Well, the big story coming out of that ball game was the Bearcats had a 5-2 lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oregon State loaded the bases with nobody out, and the All-American Adley Rutschman coming up. And the interesting move was Cincinnati chose to walk Rutschman intentionally.
Yeah, they did.
To bring in a run to make it a 2-run game.
And there's
with nobody out.
Right. There's you could understand one part of the equation. We think Adley Rutschman is a great hitter. And that's where it ends.
Rounder foul from Richard Cunningham.
But for me, Roxy, with no outs in a 3-run lead, you give the other team a run, and then there's still no outs. I mean, that was a head-scratcher. And just like that, the Beavers tied it up. But we're just very surprised that Cincinnati.
With nobody out.
Right, with nobody out.
If there was 2 outs, it is a cue shot from Cunningham. Tough play, Brighton off the mound. Throws to first, safe. Bases full. And trouble for Omaha.
That was a tremendous athletic move by Brighton on the mound. I mean, watch this. He's falling off the left side. We get that part, but this right here, that's some big-time athleticism from a pitcher, which they don't get enough credit. And how about this? You want to know what it looks like when you smell a hit? That's what it looks like.
So Richard Cunningham legs it out. They are loaded, and Shea Langeliers already having quite a ball game.
You know, when you're having a good game, Roxy, this is how it always works out, doesn't it? That guy is up at that time. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Strike call to Langeliers. 2 home runs already for Shea Langeliers today. 2-run shot in the first, a solo blast in the third. Bases full, 1 out. Cole Weaver at third, Nick Lofton at second, Richard Cunningham at first. Squirts away from the catcher, Brett Bonar, but not far enough for Cole Weaver to try to score.
What did that hit, Roxy? It looked like, did Bonar just botch it?
Cal Hankey up on the bullpen again for Omaha. Langeliers just 167 this year with the bases full. That one line to left. I got this stat for you, he says. That will score 2. Shea Langeliers 3 for 3. He's driven in 5. And a 6-2 lead for Baylor.
Well, this is what it looks like when a hitter feels comfortable. We talked about Langeliers. Previous 2 at-bats left the yard. This is a hanging breaking ball. Good timing, knocks in a couple more, and just like that, Roxy, it's 6-2 Baylor. Take a look at Shea. Here comes the 6th run for the Baylor Bears.
2-run single for Langeliers. Cunningham stops at second base. Andy Thomas 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Line to right, and the hits just keep coming for Baylor. Richard Cunningham trying to score from second base. The throw at the plate. Out is Cunningham. And Cunningham appears to be shaken up after crossing home plate, hobbling a bit. And Baylor may want to challenge this and have the umpires look at it. And that's what it appears to be, a Steve Rodriguez motion for the headset to review this, as Baylor thought Cunningham was safe.
Well, we're going to get a look at it. Here's the hit to right field. Tremendous throw by Polinsky. We talked about the #1 defense in the country. Throw goes through.
Cunningham thought he was safe.
Well, we'll get a look at it right here. Tough. Really tough to say.
The tag came high. It's just a question of did the hand from Cunningham get to home plate.
Check the glove and the top left shoulder. Does it get there? That's real tight. And this year, Roxy, what's interesting about review is that it's the first time that review has been available for regionals. And there's an NCAA review center, and they act, Roxy, as a 5th umpire for us. So if the review center sees something, they can go ahead and call down and notify us.
Here are the replay rules for regional play. Reviewable plays that can be initiated by coach's challenge at any point by the crew chief as well. Force and tag plays at any base running, passing a runner, hit by pitch, boundary calls, interference for the purpose of breaking up a double play. And this is a close play at the plate. Again, the ruling on the field by the plate umpire, Matt Wilbanks, was out on Richard Cunningham, and it's under review here.
And, of course, they might have some angles that we don't see, or maybe not.
So they're in communication with the NCAA Command Center. And the ruling on the field is out.
I think it's very hard to overturn this call. I mean,
it's very close. Here's the way I look at it, Wes. I think he's safe, but can I say it 100% certainty?
Well,
I don't know.
I might be on the other side saying I think he's out because that shoulder right there. There's nothing discernible. I mean, big word for me, by the way. Or did you get him in his dome? Was it the?
Well, it looked like he got him on the chin, as Cunningham's trying to get the left hand in, and the glove of Bonar gets him there. See, I think the hand just does touch the plate before contact from Bonar. And again, I think.
Well, that's always a problem.
And again, but we have to say it with 100% certainty.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, if it's that close, I mean, if it's obvious, yes, just overturn it. But on a play like this, it's a bang-bang play. Home plate umpire Matt Wilbanks.
So this is a challenge initiated by Baylor and Steve Rodriguez. And the umpires are in communication with the command center. And it appears we have a resolution. And it is safe. So they've overturned the call. Take the out off the board, put the run on the board. RBI single for Andy Thomas. It's 7-2 Baylor, and Evan Porter's going to the bullpen again. Cal Henke coming out of the pen for the Mavs. Baylor has added 3 more and looking for more in the 4th, up 7-2.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Some think cooking is old-fashioned, but in this day, finding ways to bring people together, getting them to stop, breathe, talk, now that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. They had everything I needed to launch my new site and share it with the world. What's your idea? Make it happen with GoDaddy. Make the world you want.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One, Jackie Robinson Stadium in Los Angeles. Elimination game, Baylor 7, Omaha 2. Cal Henke out of the bullpen for the Mavs. And the 6'3" senior right-hander from Grand Island, Nebraska, 4-2 and a 3.88 ERA. As Henke comes in after the call was overturned. And Andy Thomas credited with the RBI single. He's at first. Shea Langeliers at second. And there's one out, and Davis Wenzel coming up, who's 0 for 2.
Well, there's a lot of things going on through the mind of Evan Porter, head coach of the Mavericks, Roxy. He's obviously got to manage a club today. He thinks, and rightly so, his team can come back. But at the same time, if this score starts separating more and Baylor starts tacking on more runs, then all of a sudden, you got to think about your seniors who could not wear their uniform, might not wear their uniform ever again. So he's going to do whatever he can, obviously, to win this game, but he's also going to think of his seniors as well.
2 on is Henke. 1-0 pitch to Wenzel. Skied right side, foul ground, playable. Braden Rogers drifting with it, makes the catch. And the foul out, there's 2-way, and that'll leave it up to Cole Herring. Inning and 2/3 from Andrew Brighton. Now Henke in their 3rd pitcher already used by Omaha today.
And Wenzel is just not right now, Roxy. He's offering at pitches that are up and out of the zone, hitting a lot of first, second pitch outs, and a lot of balls in the air.
Cole Herring 0 for 2. Although he's connected with a car already today.
Yeah, apparently the what is it? State Farm man is out there already.
Yep, it's that black car. If that's yours, you're gonna have a nice present when you head back to your vehicle.
Yeah, well, we know who did it too, so
we have the video proof
for the right price. Stay away from the car. That's all.
2-0 on Herring. 2 on for Baylor. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 here in the fourth. 3-0 on Herring, and Shea Langeliers has driven in 5 of Baylor's 7. There he is at second base and wearing that protective mitt. That left hand where he had the broken hamate bone earlier this season. Strike to Herring. It's 3-1. And he missed only 10 games. He healed quickly.
What was it, the next day when he came back? He showed Steve Rodriguez, hey, I can actually almost touch my fingers.
There's a bouncer pulled behind the bag at third, and going to third base to get the force. Braden Echout. 3 more for Baylor. A 7-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get until now. Every pair, every grail, always available, always authentic, never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
Well, yesterday, a dominating pitching performance in Game 1 of the Los Angeles Regionals, the West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year. Cody Paiva was sensational, tying up the best hitting team in the Big 12.
Well, he really sliced up. I mean, this team has got 7 runs on the board today.
Bottom of the fourth, and ball 1 to the DH. Grant Supanchik leads it off, followed by Brett Bonar and Thomas DeBonville. Paiva went 7 2/3, giving up 1 run on 4 hits yesterday against Baylor. 1-0 pitch from Paul Dickens. It's ball 2 on Supanchik.
Well, I think what was so impressive about Paiva yesterday, Roxy, is Jason Gale talked about his command, but yesterday was immaculate. I mean, it literally was like he was throwing darts to different edges of the quadrant of the plate, and he really frustrated and handcuffed this Baylor Bears offense.
3-0 on Supanchik. The Papillia, Nebraska native takes a strike. 3-1. Second team All Summit, Supanchik. We saw him pitch here last night. Went 2 innings. Here's a ball hit in the air to right. Routine for Cole Herring, and there's 1 away. The last of the fourth, as we look at the bracket of our Los Angeles Regional, still to come tonight. It'll be the #1 national seed, UCLA, and LMU in the winner's bracket. The winner of our game here today will come back tomorrow to face the loser of tonight's ball game.
And this place will be packed tonight, Roxy. We'll be on the ESPNU across the nation.
Crosstown teams hooking up. LMU just down the road, just down the 405. Popped up, foul ground off the bed of Brett Bonar. Davis Wenzel in foul territory, 2 outs.
You know, and the one thing they always say, Roxy, about rivalries, and I'm not suggesting LMU and UCLA are rivalries, but they have played twice this year, and UCLA shut them out once, and they beat them pretty good the second game. It means nothing tonight. This is all about postseason. It's an entirely different season and mindset.
And those were midweek games,
yes,
as opposed to this is high stakes, as you pointed out. Called strike to Thomas DeBonville, who struck out in the second inning. 7-2 Baylor.
And let's not sell LMU short. I mean, obviously they're going against the UCLA Bruins tonight, but
that one hit DeBonville in the foot.
But LMU had the best pitching staff in the WCC. I mean, they have pitched well, played well, and got hot. They were the team that everybody was looking at for the WCC the entire year, outside of BYU, who ended up winning the conference.
2-out base runner. Braden Rogers a fly out in the second. Paul Dickens. The pitch. There's a strike. Last night we were talking about Oregon State, the defending champions. The only top 16 seed to lose yesterday was Oregon State. Falling to Cincinnati 7-6 as fly ball right center. Richard Cunningham roaming into the alleyway. Runner left for Omaha. Through 4, 7-2 Baylor.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together? That's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
Well, Steve Rodriguez as a player at Pepperdine. A grand slam of Brooks Kieschnick sent the Waves to the championship game. And then Steve Rodriguez showing off the glove in a 3-2 win over Cal State Fullerton in an all Southern California championship. And the only championship for Pepperdine in their history. Steve Rodriguez recorded the final out. His career at Pepperdine, he had 367, which is second in school history. Fourth most hits in Waves history, and he's tied for the third most runs.
He was just a great player. He's a great man, a great player, and a great head coach.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something else he's great about. I bet you didn't know. He can cook. I'm going to tell you why. 2010, Steve Rodriguez won the Top Chef Award at the Baseball Coaches Cooking Challenge hosted by ESPN Zone in Anaheim.
There's a ball ripped by Josh Bissonette deep to left field. Gone! Fourth for Bissonette. He smoked that one over the wall left field. 3 home runs for Baylor. And an 8-2 lead they have scored in every inning so far today.
Well, they led the Big 12 in batting average this year, and we're getting a good look why. I mean, Bissonette, he doesn't miss this pitch, but I think the tone was set, Roxy, in the first inning by Shea Langeliers with the 2-run home run. Bissonette says, hey, hold on just a second, Shea. I'm going to leave the yard as well.
8-2 Baylor.
So what do you think of Steve Rodriguez winning the Top Chef Award? What's even more impressive, he defended the title in 2011.
How'd John Savage do?
I have no idea. We were talking about Steve Rodriguez.
Okay.
But then we were arguing about best hamburgers, remember, in the dugout?
Yeah.
And
Cole Weaver has been aboard twice, a walk and a single. He scored 2 runs today.
Steve was saying that the In-N-Out burger was a better burger than
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
I agree 100% with Steve Rodriguez.
And I disagreed.
Of course you did.
I did. I mean, the fact that I think it's the most overrated burger in the world. If you're from the East Coast, you want to come to California for In-N-Out burger.
3-1 pitch, fouled away. We have a vote from the truck. 5 guys.
5 guys. Well, you know what?
Nations has got good burgers up in the
Hold on
area.
a second. When you think about 5 guys, why didn't everybody just be honest? It's about the bag of fries at 5 guys. That's what it is.
It's the burgers at In-N-Out.
No, it's not. The burgers
yes,
are no.
Yes.
No.
Cal Hinkey, the 3-2. Cole Weaver draws a walk. He's aboard. And all 3 at bats today.
Now, when I was managing in the Texas League, every night after the game, I go to Whataburger. Why? Because if it's open, right? And I used to drive through, and I get the big bowl of gravy to go with the chicken. And it's, it was really good. What are you laughing like that at me for?
Strike call to Chase Wesner. But we're talking about burgers. Now, that's not a burger, what you're talking about.
But I also got a burger.
Okay.
I just wasn't going to disclose that.
Weaver at first, 1-strike pitch. Wesner pulls one through the left side. Cole Weaver stops at second base, and Baylor. Are there any questions about their offense? I think they've been answered today.
No, they have woken up. There's no question about it. And I know two clubs that are watching this game right now. Jason Gill, head coach at LMU, and then obviously John Savage as well, because obviously if it looks like Baylor's going to move on here, and you're going to have to I mean, John Savage knows, Jason Gill knows that this offense wasn't the best in the Big 12.
By accident.
Correct.
Back to the top of the order, a strike to Nick Lofton, an RBI double in the second. 8-2 Baylor. We're only in the fifth. So the Bats have come alive after being shut down by the Lions of LMU yesterday. 10 hits. 1-strike pitch. That's low, 1-1. Just to get back to Oregon State losing last night. So the Beavers are the third defending champion to lose their opener in the NCAA tournament since the field expanded to 64 in 1999. The other two ball clubs to lose their opening game as defending national champs, fouled off by Nick Lofton. Fresno State in 2009 and Rice in 2004. Both of those clubs failed to make it out of regional play. And Oregon State trailing 4-1 at home right now in an elimination game with Creighton. That's in the 7th inning in Corvallis.
Those Beaver fans are not used to this.
No. And it's been a transition year for Oregon State. 1-2 pitch. Reaching for it, popped up in the infield. Infield fly rule is called. And the second baseman, Max Gamm, handles it 1 out. Cole Weaver at second. Chase Wesner at first base. And that'll bring up Richard Cunningham. The offense today for Baylor after they were only able to muster up 4 hits yesterday. Already 8 runs. Richard Cunningham has scored 2 runs. He's 2 for 3 today and came up hobbling a little bit after he was initially ruled out, then overturned on review and called safe at the plate his last time up as he fouls it straight back. A double in the first, infield hit in the 4th inning.
Yeah, we talk back with the Beavers. 2014, Mike Gillespie's UC Irvine went up there when Oregon State was the #1 overall seed, and the Anteaters upset the Beavers up there.
One strike pitch to Richard Cunningham. 1 ball, 1 strike. At least one regional #1 seed has lost his opening game now in each of the last 10 NCAA tournaments. And with Oregon State losing last night. But the Beavers, who won the national championship with just a loaded lineup last year. Foul ground. Braden Eckhout makes the catch. 2 gone. 2 on, 2 out. Here comes Shea Langeliers.
How lucky are we, Roxy, to have someone like Jeremy Mills? When we ask a question, when's the last time something happened? He's the best.
Our information source here at ESPN. Langeliers, 3 for 3. He's driven in 5. 2-run homer in the first. Solo shot leading off the third, and a 2-run single in the 4th. Cole Weaver at second. Chase Wesner at first base.
There is nothing like this feeling that Shea Langeliers is feeling right now, Roxy. He's got 2 home runs, and then his last at-bat knocked a single to left field. But you see everything well. Your timing's perfect. It doesn't matter who's on the mound.
2-0 the count. Again, this LA Regional matched up with the Corvallis Regional. Oregon State, the defending national champs. Look, you lose Nick Madrigal, Caden Grenier,
Trevor
Larnach, Michael Gretler, Luke Heimlich, Pat Casey, the head coach, who is, for the moment, still retired. he could come back to Oregon State if he wants to. There's a clause in the separation papers that says he can return to Oregon State if he chooses. Pat Bailey, the interim coach up there.
Of course, there's a lot of rumors going on up there with the Oregon job. Nate Yeske's one of the best coaches. Forget pitching coaches, just one of the best coaches in college baseball.
Uncharacteristically, a number of openings out west. 3-0 pitch. Shea Langeliers takes a strike. Oregon State could be open, we don't know. Washington State. Cross town at USC. Down the road, Long Beach State. Is that it? I don't know. There might be more.
Well, Washington State was open. Now it's filled.
3-1 pitch. Called strike and a full count on Langeliers.
Good pitch by Henke.
So Cal Henke again trying to limit the damage here. 8-2 Baylor, top of the fifth. Omaha, their first appearance in the NCAA tournament. And it gets away from the catcher, Brett Bonar. He finds it. And it's ball 4. They're loaded for Andy Thomas. Cole Weaver to third, Chase Wesner to second base as Langeliers draws a walk.
We'll get a look at this last pitch. It's a slider down and away. Bonar does a good job of keeping it in front of his body. It just ricochets up behind him. And Baylor Bears had a lot of traffic on the bases today, haven't they?
They have. More traffic for the Omaha pitchers or on the 405?
Oh boy, did I open a can of worms there.
Yes, you did.
There's no traffic right now, by the way. None. I mean, zero.
That's not entirely true. Andy Thomas, DH, liner to right, and a hit. Ben Polensky fires it in. Baylor will try to get 3. No, Langeliers, a late stop sign, gets back to third. Andy Thomas, a 2-run double. He's driven in 3 today. 10-2 Baylor. This offense today, it has been relentless for the Bears.
Well, it has, and we're talking about a team that hit over 300 in the Big 12. And you can't hit 300 in the Big 12 unless all 9 are contributing, and Thomas does it here with a 2-run single, and it's just like that. It's 10-2, and
Davis Wenzel now at the plate. Strike to Wenzel, who's 0 for 3.
It's most surprising, right, Roxy, that Davis hasn't got a hit in 2 days.
Go Big 12 Player of the Year. 1 strike pitch. 0-2.
Baseball's a funny game, Roxy. You can sit there in a dugout and you watch your teammates. All of them are getting hits. You see this in the big league. Everybody's getting a hit. Join the party. I can't. I'm trying, but I can't.
Now, is it because he's not wearing his normal jersey today?
It could be. He's wearing 47 today.
Normally number 33, but I don't know if it's Davis's fault, but somebody left his jersey at the hotel.
You covering for him?
It could be. I'm not throwing the equipment guy under the bus either. Just his jersey is not here at the ballpark. That's why he's wearing 47.
Well, I will tell you this. If he doesn't get a hit, and a large hit today, he'll never wear 47 ever again. If he gets 47 on a license plate in the future, he's going to return it and say, give me another one.
Langeliers at third, Thomas at second. The 1-2 from Cal Henke. Rolled to short. Routine for Keel Krumweedy. Throws out Wenzel. But 3 more for Baylor and a 10-2 lead for the Baylor Bears. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Steve Rodriguez joins us next.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together? That's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
Well, Baylor's offense has erupted a 10-2 lead on Omaha as we go to the bottom of the fifth with Wes Clements, Roxy Bernstein, joined by Steve Rodriguez, the head coach of Baylor. And Steve, I have to imagine you're much happier with the approach that your hitters are taking at the plate today.
Well, the approach hasn't really changed. The results have. We kind of came out with the same approach yesterday, but I mean, you have to tip your hat to him. He just threw a heck of a game, and our guys have made some adjustments in regards to their swings and what they're doing. So, to be honest, our approach really hasn't changed, but the results have.
Well, Shea Langeliers is obviously one of the best defensive catchers that we have seen in recent years, and he's going to be a high pick on Monday. Is his bat forgotten sometimes? He's got, obviously 5 RBIs today, a couple home runs, and as you get a massage, but does that get overlooked at times?
I'll tell you what.
Hold on, you can't even concentrate. This is really good.
It's Daniel Caruso, by the way, just in case you wanted to know.
Don't worry, he'll be cut tomorrow. We're going to be all right. No, I'll tell you what. There's a reason. I've been texting with GMs lately, and they're kind of asking about him. And first of all, he's one of the greatest human beings I've had on the team. He's a phenomenal kid. Never an issue. I mean, when you see the kind of kid that he is, and then you see the type of player he is, any organization is going to be absolutely thankful to have him in there because he's going to do things the right way. He's going to work hard. He's going to make the organization better. So I'm really looking forward to Monday and seeing where he's going.
With everything riding on the game today, it's an elimination game. You don't win, the season comes to an end, unfortunately. How are your guys staying so loose in the pressure of dealing with a regional here and trying to stay alive?
I think the biggest thing is this is what there's certain ways you can coach. You can make them do things out of fear, or you can encourage them to just be the best players they can be. And I want them to be able to enjoy this. I don't want them to be fearful when they're going out there. They need to be able to make mistakes as long as they're aggressive mistakes. And that's one thing that we're hard at practice at times, but at the same time, once they start playing, it's all on them. And we're going to call pitches, we're going to call plays, but they're the ones who have to go out there and execute. And it's really tough to play when you're fearful of making a mistake. And so as a player, I just love playing free, and that's what I hope these guys can do as well.
Well, Steve, it's very clear your guys are very tight and really troubled by today because they're not loose whatsoever in the dugout.
Well, hey, there's going to be several guys cut right after this whole thing here, so don't worry. There will be fear placed upon some of these guys, which is not. You know what? That's what's great about this game, and everybody kind of talks about the long hair, whatever they're doing, and there's only so many times you can do this in your life that. You're able to get away with it, and it's still fun, and it's a team aspect, and you kind of get everybody going with it, because there's going to be a time when they're going to be sitting in a cubicle or they're going to be working, and you can't do it. So it's like I told everybody after we won the Big 12 championship last year in regards to the tournament, and everybody dogpiles. I said everybody needs to dogpile at least once in their life to understand what that feels like, and just the elation and excitement that a team can kind of grow from it. It's just a lot of fun, and these teammates. Some of these guys won't be with each other anymore, so you have to take advantage of it when you can.
Well, what about Dickens? Paul, he's been sensational today. Locating, and is this what you expected from him today?
You're talking about location after he walks a guy?
Well, geez, come on.
We know that Wes isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Well, I'm leaving that up to you, Roxy. I'm not going to make any comment.
The idea that we're double teaming me like this, Steve, this is really wrong.
No, he has done a great job. He pretty talented kid, throws a lot of pitches for strikes, mixes pitches up. He and Coach Strauss really worked well together, and we're really happy with what he's doing right now.
Coach Rod, thanks for the time.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Steve Rodriguez, the head coach of the Baylor Bears, up 10-2. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Parker Smeckel at the plate, facing Paul Dickens, who's limited Omaha to 2 runs on 3 hits. Check swing on appeal to first, and Jeff Gosney says no swing. Parker Smeckel, a sac fly in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. And Omaha in a deep hole here against the slugging Baylor Bears out of the Big 12. Keel Crumweedy after the walk at first base. Paul Dickens, the 1-1. 1-2 now on Parker Smeckel, who was the DH here yesterday and playing in left field today.
Well, Dickens' changeup today has been sensational. I mean, that's the equalizer that Dickens has. I mean, they can't sit on his fastball. It's 87 miles an hour, and that changeup has been tremendous the entire day.
1-2 is a high fly ball left field. Cole Weaver back at the track, runs out of room, gone. Parker Smeckel, his 7th of the year. Trying to bring Omaha back. 10-4 Baylor. The 2-out walk and the 2-run blast from Smeckel.
Well, you got to love the fight from this Mavericks. I mean, these Mavericks came across country in the #1 regional in the entire country at UCLA, and Steve Rodriguez did not like what he saw right there. It's an elevated fastball, and the leader of the Mavericks offense at RBI, Smeckel, leaves the yard, and it's 10-4. Don't look now, never know, right? It's college baseball, Roxy.
Smeckel's driven in 3 of the 4 runs for the Mavericks, and a called strike to Ben Polensky. 1 for 2 today. Paul Dickens, the 1-strike pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Four hits now for the Mavs. No activity in the Baylor pen, as Dickens working with a big lead still.
Well, ideally for Steve Rodriguez, Roxy, is to get the W, obviously to get the win today, but have Dickens go as deep as he can to save the bullpen.
3-1. Second straight year Baylor has been in a regional here in the state of California. Last year up at Stanford. 3-1 pitch, and Ben Polensky draws a walk.
This would be a good time to go out and make a trip to the mound and just calm him down. He's working a little quick. And Dickens, he's kind of sped up, and here's your trip.
So the pitching coach, John Strauss, heads to the mound for Baylor, with Grant Supanchik, the DH, due up.
You can usually tell. You see the people start stirring around in the bullpen for Baylor now. They're starting to walk down there. They haven't been told to do anything. But pitchers understand the game situation. You see catchers are start putting on the gear just in case. It's the beauty of our game is see the conversation going on at the mound. Short, sweet, slow down. Hey, you know what? What do they always say from the stands, Roxy? And they scream from the stands. Throw strikes. Throw strikes. It's like he's not trying to throw strikes, right?
Line for Dickens is Grant Supanchik due up here. He's 0 for 2 today. Runner at first, 2 outs. The Bruins have arrived. As UCLA, the #1 national seed, and the host of this Los Angeles regional, playing LMU tonight. First pitch, 7 o'clock, as Grant Supanchik serves 1 out to left. Ben Polensky stops at second base. 2 on, 2 out. And there's a little bit of an opening for Omaha with Brett Bonar coming up.
Well, you see Supanchik at first base with a little smirk on his face. There is a saying in baseball, you hit it how they throw it, right? And that pitch right there by Dickens is just something soft, and Supanchik hit it soft.
Brett Bonar 0 for 2. 2 on, 2 out. 2-run homer by Parker Smeckel here in the 5th. Left on left, strike called. And this started with 2 outs and nobody on. And as soon as Steve Rodriguez took the headset off.
Well, I think it was after I said that Dickens is throwing well, and he busted my chops for saying, you think he's throwing well after you just walked the guy?
He's never talking to you again. 1-strike pitch. Bonar rolls 1 to second base. Josh Bissonette gobbles it up. Side retired, but 2 for Omaha. 10-4 Baylor as we head to the 6th inning in LA.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals, presented by Capital One.
Did you go somewhere?
It's really none of your business. I could tell everybody else, but it's none of your business.
Well, you said welcome back.
Well, yes.
Well, the Baylor Bears, the heart of the order. And we talked about it at the top of the show, Wes, that they had to get the heart of the order involved. They needed to find that thump, and they found it today against Omaha.
Well, they really have, and it's led by Shea Langeliers. A couple home runs, 5 RBIs, another hit, 2-run single. Best hitting team in the Big 12 has showed us why today, Rox.
They've scored in each of the first 5 frames. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 more in the fifth. Cole Herring, 6-hitter, leads off the 6th. He is 0 for 3. Cal Henke continues on the hill, and the first pitch is lifted down the left side, hooking, and a foul ball, and did it get another car? Cole Herring already did some damage. And that one landed safely on that patch of grass out there beyond the bullpen near the UCLA clubhouse. The cars were safe, at least for the time being, from Cole Herring. There's a foul at home plate.
Yeah, but the BMW is still sitting there. I'm waiting for the owner to come back on the BMW.
We just need to have a camera locked onto that BMW just to see when the owner returns.
Well, you know what's interesting? Well, you can appreciate this. It wouldn't surprise you.
It's yours? Swing and a miss in 3 pitches.
No.
Cole Herring strikes out, 1 gone in the 6th.
But this wouldn't surprise you. I actually had my tailgate stolen from my truck, and I didn't even realize it for a day.
It's true. Was it hit by a foul ball?
No, it wasn't. It was just, hey, I just recognized, got in my truck the second day. I looked in the rearview mirror, and I said, well, what's different? I had to get out, and I went, are you kidding me?
First strikeout recorded by an Omaha pitcher today, and a strike called to Josh Bissonette, who homered in the 5th. And speaking of home runs, we've seen a number of them in the tournament already. Haven't seen that many here, at least yesterday. Although we've had a good start with the long ball today as Bissonette is swinging a miss. But as of a little less than an hour ago, as we're in the middle of day 2 of the NCAA tournament, 0-2 pitch to Bissonette outside, ball 1. There have been 105 home runs hit in this year's tournament, including 33 that were hit so far in games today. So the home run has been a big part of the offense here in the NCAA tournament as Josh Bissonette sends this one out of play. Last year, in the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament, there were 118 home runs total. And some regionals haven't even completed 1 game yet today, and there's already 105 home runs that have been hit. So you look at the statue of Jackie Robinson here at Jackie Robinson Stadium and going the other way. And poking one into right. Second hit for Josh Bissonette. And a 1-out base runner in the top of the 6th, Cole Weaver coming up.
Well, it's just a great job of hitting. It's a slider down and away.
Cole Weaver scored 3 runs. He's been aboard all 3 plate appearances, 2 walks and a single. The pitch from Cal Henke, it's on the outside edge. (10-4) Baylor in the 6th inning. Pitch. Low and away to the senior Weaver.
You know what's interesting about these two clubs? When you look across all the 16 regionals, obviously a 4 seed in every regional, and they're going to play the 1 seed. And we've seen last night that Omaha was competitive with UCLA just for a little bit. But the difference between the Omaha from the Summit League and a UCLA and the Pac-12.
Runner goes, the hit and run. It's bounced foul by Cole Weaver.
It's just the depth, Roxy. I mean, the aces on the 4 team and the 4 seeds, they can pitch. And they can pitch with these Pac-12 clubs.
Well, we saw it with the 3 seeds yesterday, with the 3 seeds dominating the 2 seeds around the country, including here with the pitching performance from Cody Paiva.
Right, but it's just the depth, the lack of pitching depth, and they will have the stars on the field as well, the 4 seeds.
Nice job behind the plate by Brett Bonar.
I mean, we've seen it with Brendan Eckhout of Omaha. I mean, he's hit a couple home runs in 2 days. Yet, could he start for UCLA? Probably. He probably could. It's just the depth.
Two pitch. Weaver in the air, right center field, hustling over. It'll hang up there for Ben Polensky. And there are 2 outs, and Josh Bissonette back to first base.
For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com.
9-hitter Chase Wesner coming up. 2 outs and a runner at first base. Wesner is officially 1 for 1. He's walked, sacrificed, singled, and scored today. Cal Henke misses down low. Top of the order, Nick Lofton on deck. Elimination game between Baylor and Omaha. That's high, throw to first. And diving back into first base, Josh Bissonette.
Rox, what do you think? There's been some rumblings. Some people want a run rule in regionals. What is your thought on that?
No.
No, I hate it.
Yeah. You play 27 outs.
Yeah, I hate it.
You play 9 innings. I'm with you. I hate to say it, but I'm with you.
Well,
I agree with you.
I know that was tough.
Very rare that happens.
But there's reason. I mean, for me, this could be the only opportunity that some of these kids get to play in their career in the postseason.
Look, and for me, sometimes you see that miraculous comeback.
Well, you do. It's college baseball. I mean, there are comebacks in college baseball, obviously more than the major leagues, just because of what we talked about, just a lack of depth at the back end of your bullpen. But
3-0 pitch, and that's ball 4, and Wesner's aboard. Second time he has walked today. There's 2 on with 2 out. We go back to the top, and Nick Lofton.
27th out is always the toughest out to get, but when you talk about some of these kids on both of these clubs, I mean, there's seniors on both clubs. We talked about it in the Open. This is going to be the last time that these seniors, whoever loses, put on that uniform.
Veteran teams on both sides of the field as Lofton takes low, and a lot of juniors. Wes, this is the last time, more than likely, that Shea Langeliers, Davis Wenzel, they're going to put on a Baylor uniform. Now, if they can survive today, move on to tomorrow, who knows if they can come back through the loser's bracket and they can advance the next weekend. Ground ball back up the middle. And a base hit for Nick Lofton around third. Here comes Josh Bissonette. 11 for Baylor. And the Bears have scored in every inning here so far today with that 2-out RBI single. Lofton's driven in 2 this afternoon.
Well, Lofton started this game well. I mean, he hits this ball right back up the middle, but just a deluge of hitting here today, Roxy. 13 hits for the Bears, and we're not through 6 innings. Evan Porter going back out to the mound.
He's blazed a trail so far today.
He has. And it's, you know, this is tough for Evan Porter. And listen, when you effectively, the Mavericks, Roxy, were the 64th seeded team in the entire country. And why I'm saying is that they're matched up against the number 1 overall seed in UCLA, and it was going to be a long road, and Evan Porter knew, hey, I'm going to the toughest regional with the best team, arguably in the entire country.
Mound visit. And now Evan Porter leaves in Cal Hankey to face Richard Cunningham, who's got 2 hits and 2 runs today. 2 on, 2 out. And the pitch from Cal Hankey, it misses up and away.
But just in Evan Porter's 3rd year as a head coach, I mean, what a feat to be in the postseason. He'll look back 10 years from now and say and talk and think about what he learned in this regional.
1-0 pitch. That's low. 2-0 on Richard Cunningham. Activity in the bullpen. Lefty Cam Fowler. Not to be confused with the defenseman from the Anaheim Ducks up in the bullpen.
Is that hockey?
It is. Well, I would assume you know who the Anaheim Ducks are. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3.
I just worry about the Kings. Kind of like you worry about the Sharks.
Still not over it yet.
Who lost? Kind of like Cal.
Really?
Warriors.
Oh, you're going there.
Well, they lost.
Really?
They lost too.
You think they're going to lose? 3-0 pitch. Strike called to Richard Cunningham.
I will tell you this.
Last time I checked, it takes 4 losses.
I understand that.
To lose a series.
I understand that. I'm just trying to tell you. I sat there and watched the game with you, and I told you didn't like what I said, but Toronto plays defense.
Okay. All right. You picking the Raptors? 3-1 pitch. And it's ball 4, and Cunningham draws a walk. They're loaded for Shea Langeliers. I don't think that's what Evan Porter wanted to see.
Well, no, remember we talked about this, Roxy, when you're having, as you see Evan Porter telling his bullpen pitcher to hurry up and get loose. But when you're having a big day, it just seems like you're always coming up with men on base.
Base is full with 2 outs. Shea Langeliers has driven in 5 today. 2 homers. 2-run single. He's also walked. They are full with 2 down. And the pitch. Ball 1 to Langeliers. Chase Wesner at 3rd. Nick Lofton at 2nd. Richard Cunningham at first base. 25 pitches already this inning from Cal Hankey. 1-0. Langeliers hits in the air, right center field. This is going to be tough. And it gets in there. This will clear the bases. Round 3rd. Richard Cunningham is in. Shea Langeliers, have yourself a day. He is 4 for 4. He has driven in 8. And it's a 14-4 lead for Baylor.
But what's the most impressive thing about Shea Langeliers, he hit his home runs to left field. This ball's on the outside part, and he hits it to the right center gap. I mean, de Bonville, watch the effort. Tremendous effort. But you talked about it, Roxy. 8 RBIs, 4 for 4 for Shea Langeliers.
The All-American delivers again as Andy Thomas takes ball 1. Shea Langeliers, 4 for 4, 8 RBIs. 1-0 pitch. Andy Thomas pops it up. This should get Omaha out of the inning. Brett Bonard, the catcher, makes the play. 4 more for Baylor. 14-4 to the bottom of the 6th, bottom of the order.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together, that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Well, some storylines from day 2 now of the NCAA tournament. Already 11 teams have been eliminated, and the loser of our game will be sent home. The SEC 10-3. And the defending national champs, Oregon State, in real trouble going to the bottom of the 9th at home against Creighton, trailing at 4-1. As Oregon State losing tough one last night to Cincinnati. Paul Dickens to Thomas DeBonville, deep behind the bag of third, and Davis Wenzel maybe struggling with the bat, but not in the field. That was a really nice play by the third baseman for Baylor, 1 out.
Well, it was. He backed up, and you see the arm strength, and Wesner picked him up on the backside of the play, but get a look at it right here. You see him back up. Scouts want to see the arm strength. He's got it. Wesner on the other side picked him up just a little bit.
Bottom of the order here for Omaha. Braden Rogers 0 for 2 is just off the outside from Paul Dickens. But Oregon State looking to stay alive and avoid some dubious company if they were to lose today to Creighton. 1-0 pitch, it's in there, 1-1. Only 2 schools have gone 0-2 in the NCAA tournament the year after winning the College World Series. Fresno State in 2009. And in 1987, the Arizona Wildcats. So you keep digging at me. I've got some ammo thrown back your way.
I don't even know.
All right. 2-1, swing and a miss by Braden Rogers, 2-2.
Folks, if you could have saw the face that I was getting prior to him mentioning the Arizona Wildcats, he was elated to give me that news.
By the way, the 8 RBIs for Shea Langeliers. Career high for the Baylor catcher. And the most for a Baylor player in a postseason game. 5th strikeout for Paul Dickens, 2 gone here in the last of the 6th. The record, by the way, is 10 for an NCAA tournament game.
And if you're wondering, he is going to come up again. Baylor is the visitor.
He might get 2 more bats.
He could.
Max Gamm, fly ball to center. And a 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th for Paul Dickens. 14-4 Baylor to the 7th.
What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to bring families closer together.
I want to bring pride back to our communities.
I want people to wear what they want. I want us to be free to talk about mental health.
I want humanity to reconnect with nature.
I want sustainable to be the solution, not the alternative.
Make the world you want. You've got the power, we've got the tools.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
$14-4 in favor of Baylor as we go to the last of the, or rather go to the 7th inning here of this elimination game. You like elimination game or a survival game better? Because it's essentially both, but what would you prefer? Everybody refers to it for the most part as elimination game.
Well, I mean, it's...
But you're fighting for your life, so you're trying to survive.
Well, you are, but it's also an elimination game. Said if you lose, you go home. You're eliminated.
Spencer Coolawine takes over on the mound for Omaha, and he is a hard thrower. So Coolawine takes over, the sophomore out of the bullpen from Harrisburg, South Dakota. One of the few high school players that have signed, and it's a heavy-laden junior college roster for Omaha. 5, 6, and 7 for Baylor here in the 7th. Davis Wenzel, Cole Herring, Josh Bissonnette. Against Spencer Coolawine, 2 2/3 from Cal Henke. giving up 7 runs. Davis Wenzel 0 for 4 today. Two and 0. Wenzel and Cole Herring are combined 0 for 8. The rest of the Baylor hitters 14 for 23. And Kulawine not close.
Well, I tell you what, if somebody didn't see the box score and they said Baylor had 14 runs on the board, the idea that Wenzel and Herring would have nothing to do with it, they wouldn't believe it.
Shea Langeliers with 8 RBIs, 1 off the school record. And on 4 pitches, Davis Wenzel is on. Leadoff walk. That is the 8th walk issued
Cole Herring
by Omaha pitching today. Cole Herring 0 for 4 will climb in. Bouncer to third. This could be 2. Max Gam around the horn, throws it away. And taken off for second, and Cole Herring dives in without a throw. They get the force on Wenzel for out number 1. And there's a runner at second base, and there's 1 out, and it's now gone final in Corvallis. It's official. The defending national champs are out. Oregon State 2 and out. And a 4-1 win for Creighton. Ed Service, the head coach of the Blue Jays, the father of Mariners manager Scott Service, keeps Creighton around for at least another 24 hours.
It's an Oregon State team, Roxy, that for a large part of the season was ranked in the top 5.
1 out for Josh Bissonette. 2 hits today. He's homered.
But it's an Oregon State Beaver team, Roxy, that could pitch. They were number 2 in the entire country, but we talked about it a lot during the year. They just didn't have the offense that they're used to having up there.
And they lost some arms along the way with Kevin Abel, who was supposed to be their ace, out with Tommy John, who was one of the heroes from their run in Omaha and road to the national championship. And he also, with the loss for Oregon State, the end of the line for Adley Rutschman at Oregon State. In all likelihood, Rutschman will be the first pick in the draft coming up on Monday by the Orioles. He was on deck when the last out was recorded. The 0-2 pitch is lined out toward right center by Josh Bissonette. This gets down. Around third, Cole Herring trots home. Diving into second, Josh Bissonette, an RBI double. 15-4, Baylor continues to put runs on the board. They have scored in every inning today.
Well, you see the Baylor fans, they've been doing that a lot today. Bissonette, this is a good fastball. We talked about Kulawine. He's got a good arm. It's just up and away, and Bissonette just bashes it and mashes it to right center.
Activity in the bullpen again. Jacob Moeller is up for Omaha. Cole Weaver takes ball 1. 1 out here in the 7th. So if you're wondering about the trumpet, we've seen it from time to time in the Baylor dugout.
Well, it's related to a message that the team chaplain gave to the team prior to the regional starting yesterday, and it's a very biblical message.
Cole Weaver in the air to left. Over to handle it, Parker Schmeckel for Omaha. 2 outs, and Josh Bissonette back to second as Cole Weaver retired for the first time.
First baseman, Chase Wesner.
So we've seen the trumpet. In fact, they used it, or at least they acted like they were playing it behind Steve Rodriguez when he was talking to us. Chase Weaver, the 9-hitter, has scored 2 runs today. He's 1 for 1 in 4 plate appearances. Couple of walks, a sacrifice bunt. Chase Wesner, the 9-hitter for Baylor. 15 for the Bears with 15 hits. And they have ripped Omaha pitching today. 1-0. 2-0 the count.
15 runs on 15 hits through 6 2/3 for the Baylor Bears today.
And Shea Langeliers in the middle of everything. 2-0. Fouled away. So 8 RBIs for Langeliers. Career high, most by any Baylor player in a regional. Or any postseason game for that matter for a Baylor player. And one off the school record for an individual game of 9. Three and 1 the count on Wesner. Baylor, if you're wondering, the season high for runs this year in a game is 17. And it's 2 on with 2 out. And Nick Lofton coming to the plate.
Nick Lofton.
This is the 17th time this year, Roxy, that the Baylor Bears have scored over 10 runs. And in those games, they are 16-0.
You know what? I'd be surprised if they lost one of those games.
I was going to see it. It's kind of
fouled straight back by Nick Lofton, who was driven in 2 today. He has 2 hits. So the 17 runs, a season high for Baylor. That was way back in February. The second weekend of the year, they shut out Cornell 17-0. In fact, they put up double-digit runs in each of the 3 games of that sweep against the Big Red. I'm not sure if they took the Big Red nickname back with them after getting swept and giving up a total of 39 runs in 3 games. At least the ERA was certainly big leaving Waco.
Yeah.
1-1 to Lofton. Skied foul.
Well, on the other end of the spectrum, the UCLA Bruins, Roxy, #1 pitching team in the country, 27 times this year. They've given up 2 runs or less.
Well, and the amazing thing also yesterday is Baylor, as you look at Noah Cardenas, the catcher, as the Bruins looking on. They get ready for their game.
Ryan Kreidler.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball from Kulawine down and in. But LMU and Cody Paiva held Baylor to 1 run yesterday. It's the first time in LMU history in nearly 30 postseason games they held an opponent to fewer than 2 runs.
This is a tremendous job.
And the WCC Pitcher of the Year, but today, different story. And Baylor taking out their frustration on the Omaha Maverick staff. Full count with 2 outs. Josh Bissonette at second. Chase Wesner at first. Spencer Kulawine delivers, and that one skied right around home plate. Chucking the mask away. Brett Bonar coming back, and he drops it. Brett Bonar had trouble behind the plate, and it popped out of his glove. We'll see if they charge the catcher with an error. Omaha's already been given 1 error in this inning.
Well, you're going to see Bonar. He just overruns the ball, Roxy. Ideally, when the ball's popped up behind the dish, it's got spin that it's going to come back to you. Ideally, you want to run to the playing surface and the fair territory and just turn around. The ball's going to come back to you. His angle, Bonar's angle, was not very good on that one.
Again, the 3-2, and it's high, ball 4, and he walks. Josh Bissonette to third, Wesner to second base, Nick Lofton at first. Base is loaded for Baylor as Evan Porter heads out to the mound, the head coach for Omaha. The base is full again. As of now, they have not given Brett Bonar an error. But he'll probably tell you he should have had it.
Yeah, a lot of times in this situation, Roxy, the official score will wait to see what happens now before they score it.
Bases full with 2 outs. Richard Cunningham 2 for 4. He scored 3 runs today. Double in the first, a single in the fourth. And Shea Langeliers on deck as that ball's lined to right. Richard Cunningham, that skips to the wall. Josh Bissonette in, Chase Wesner in. Nick Lofton stops at third base. Richard Cunningham, a 2-run double, his second double today. 17 for Baylor.
Well, he is the leader of this Baylor Bears club. Speaking of Cunningham. What's really, really impressive, we're going to get a look at this double. Knocks in a couple runs, but Roxy, I mean, how impressive is it to have 2 degrees in college? And that's what Mr. Cunningham has out at second base.
Shea Langeliers has driven in 8 today. He is 4 for 4, 2 home runs. And he comes up here with runners at second and third. So the school record for RBIs in a game is 9. He's already got the Baylor single game postseason record and a career best 8 RBIs. And there it goes. A 3-homer day. Shea Langeliers has driven in 11. An NCAA tournament record. Shea Langeliers makes it 20-4 Baylor.
We are witnessing one of the best performances, the best in the history of NCAA postseason, Roxy. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 5 hits, and it's a fastball, and it's a hard fastball from Coolawine, and Shea knew it right off the bat, Roxy.
Everybody knew it right off the bat. That ball was destroyed. And it goes off the tree. It would have probably cleared that back fence had the tree not gotten in the way. Shea Langeliers 5 for 5, 3 home runs, an NCAA tournament record 11 RBIs.
And it's all about the hair, isn't it?
You know what? You hit like that, you can do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. I mean, just congratulations.
Omaha goes to the bullpen again. And this is Jacob Moeller in the game. For the Mavericks, the junior from Cedar Creek, Nebraska, the 5th pitcher used by Evan Porter in Omaha today. But Baylor has just unloaded. You want to know why this is the best hitting team in the Big 12?
Well,
Exhibit A.
We're not through 7 innings, 20 runs, 17 hits, but Shea Langeliers is the story today. Started it early with the 2-run home run in the first inning. Second at bat, he said, you know what, I'll do it again. The third at bats, yeah, just a little single, Roxy, for 2 runs. And then he goes the opposite way for a couple more RBIs. But how about this? Here's the NCAA record. The 3-run bomb, 11 RBIs, have a day for one of the best behind the plate. And somebody, Roxy, on Monday in the MLB draft, if you see one just a little bit wide, he's going to be one of the first 15 players picked off the board, in my opinion.
And making his final case to every major league team right now.
Yeah, by the way, if you guys know I can catch, I can hit.
Andy Thomas facing Jacob Moeller, and it's strike 1. The 9th batter of the inning. So for Baylor, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 4 in the sixth, and 6 here in the 7th inning. (20-4) Baylor. 1-2 to Andy Thomas, fouled straight back. It's Jacob Moeller, junior right-hander, 1-3 on the year. All 15 appearances out of the bullpen. 5.56 ERA. 12 of their 20 runs today have come with 2 outs. 2-2 on Thomas.
These are games you will never forget, ever.
Andy Thomas out to center. Thomas, DeBonville back. DeBonville at the wall. Another home run. Andy Thomas goes yard. 21-4.
Well, they were the best the entire year in the Big 12 when it came to swinging the bat. And today, they have shown us all why. I mean, Thomas, this is a long ways, Roxy, to center field. 395, ball doesn't carry very well. Thomas doesn't miss this one.
He's driven in 4 today. Davis Wenzel batting for the 2nd time in the inning. He walked to lead off the frame.
18 hits, 21 runs. If we told you Davis Wenzel doesn't have anything to do with it, you tell us we're crazy, but it's a fact.
1-1. Most runs Baylor's ever scored in a tournament game? 22. 1999 versus Minnesota.
Well, the way you were looking, I was waiting for you to say Arizona versus Arizona.
No. Skied peeling off foul from Wenzel near the railing and trying to reach into the bullpen, but Braden Rogers couldn't get to it. 1-2 on Wenzel.
I guarantee you that whole dugout right now is hoping for Wenzel to get a hit right here. He's been the leader of this club when it comes to offense. Led the Big 12 in hitting. Co-Big 12 Player of the Year.
Pop foul from Davis Wenzel. Braden Rogers not making friends with that railing over there, is he?
Not really. I'll guarantee if Wenzel gets a hit, that whole dugout will be as excited for him as they were for Shea Langeliers. He's the leader of this club when it comes to offense, and Wenzel.
Jacob Moeller, the pitch. Two and two the count on Wenzel. And a strikeout. Just a second for Omaha pitching today, but 7 more for Baylor and a record-setting day for Shea Langeliers.
Well, he's one of the best behind the dish today. 3 home runs, NCAA record, 11 RBIs in the postseason. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th. It's all Bears.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Some think cooking is old-fashioned, but in this day, finding ways to bring people together, getting them to stop, breathe, talk, now that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. They had everything I needed to launch my new site and share it with the world. What's your idea? Make it happen with GoDaddy. Make the world you want.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
On to the bottom of the 7th, first pitch. Braden Eckhout sends one out into center and a hit. He's got a 3-hit ball game. Homered back in the first. Omaha's hit 2 home runs in this game, but Baylor has hit 5. So Braden Eckhout has had a nice weekend, even though in all likelihood, I'm going out on a limb, Wes.
Yeah.
This is going to be their last game here.
Yeah, it is, and it's really tough. I mean, it is tough for Evan Porter, you mentioned.
Keel Crumweedy in the air, right center field. Richard Cunningham drifting over.
The ESPN networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage is also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All coverage is available on the ESPN app.
Parker Schmeckel, 2-run homer in the 5th. He's driven in 3 of the Mavs' 4 runs today. As Paul Dickens continues on the mound. And the longer he goes, the more it helps Steve Rodriguez into tomorrow, and where if Baylor would have to win 2 games tomorrow to force a game Monday night.
Well, it is. There's somebody stirring around and playing catch down in the Baylor bullpen right now, but I mean, Dickens has been everything that Steve Rodriguez asked him to do today.
Hayden Kettler up in the pen.
Dickens at 96 pitches, almost through 7 innings. Can't ask for more than that.
Down low. 3-0 the count as Paul Dickens closing in on 100 pitches here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, you talked about it, Roxy. You made the call. You're giving Baylor the W today, and then you think about the Mavericks and their dugouts and their hitters. And this is what's going through their mind. They understand that they have 8 more outs. So if you're a hitter, you obviously want to get up there. If you're a pitcher, haven't been in the game, you want to get in there.
(3-1). Ripped to left off the bat of Schmeckel. Falls in for Parker Schmeckel around second to third. Braden Eckhout stops there, and pulling into second is Parker Schmeckel with a double.
Well, Schmeckel's had a really good day today. He led the Mavericks in RBIs, and you know that Evan Porter's kids are not going to quit, Roxy. They're going to fight till the end.
Team leading 15th double for Parker Schmeckel. And Ben Polensky, the cleanup batter for Omaha, is 1 for 2 of the walk today. This will be pitch number 100. Paul Dickens, his season high is 7 innings early in the year against Cal Poly.
You know, Evan Porter, we talked about it, 32 years old, Roxy. And a couple days ago, we asked him, I asked him, what are the things you have learned? And keep in mind, it's just in his 3rd year of being a head coach, and he's a young head coach. And he told us, Roxy, he said, hey, some of the stuff I've learned is when I first started coaching, when things went bad for the club, I kind of reacted wrong. He said he was a little bit down, and then he realized that the team is going to pick up the head coach's personality, and he's kind of grown already. Just his 3rd year.
And the first time in the NCAA tournament at the Division I level for Omaha. Fouled back by Ben Polensky.
He still looks like he could play, Rox.
He does. Look, he didn't retire that long ago from professional ball when he's playing over in Europe. Drafted out of Omaha in the 23rd round by the Phillies. 2009. Best players in Omaha history. Ben Polensky in the air to right. Coming in, Cole Herring waits for it to come down. Tagging from third. Braden Eckhout comes in. And a sac fly from Ben Polensky. And it's a 21-5 ball game. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. You know who the best player in Omaha history is?
Go ahead.
I'm asking you. Do you know? I know, but I'm just asking if you know.
No, I do. You're asking me, so obviously I don't. So
he's a catcher.
Would I know him?
You definitely know the name. Played for the Braves for a long time. Steve Rodriguez coming out of the dugout. Bruce Benedict.
Oh, okay. There you go. I had no idea.
Steve Rodriguez talking to Paul Dickens as Baylor goes to the bullpen. And they bring in Hayden Kettler, the junior from Coppell, Texas. As Paul Dickens goes 6 2/3.
Well, he did a tremendous job. Exactly what Steve Rodriguez wanted him to do, is to go out there and give his team an opportunity to win the game, and they did more than that.
So Hayden Kettler out of the bullpen. So 6 2/3 innings from Paul Dickens. Turns it over to the bullpen. He gave up 7 hits. And so far, look, I know he gave up 5 runs, but he was just getting outs, and he got plenty of offense. Didn't have to worry about really trying to close in and limit Omaha.
Well, when you think about the Bears, they scored in every inning, Roxy.
So Kettler takes over. So Ryan Garcia, though, last night in Game 2, as Omaha's debut in the postseason, the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year, shut down this Omaha offense. Garcia working into the 9th, going 8 1/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, gave up just 5 hits in UCLA's 5-2 win.
Well, he was so efficient, Roxy, last night. I mean, normally we're used to seeing him as we take a look at the bracket here.
So the winner's bracket game tonight, 7 o'clock Pacific time on ESPNU. LMU, UCLA. And the winner of our game, we're assuming Baylor's going to win. They will play the loser of tonight's game in this double elimination format tomorrow at noon Pacific. And the winner's bracket game, the winner of tonight's game, moves into the championship round tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Pacific time with that ball game. There are the numbers on Hayden Kettler on the year, 2 2 with a 4.5 ERA.
We're looking ahead to tonight. Jack Ralston for UCLA, Roxy. I mean, Ryan Garcia, obviously one of the best in the entire country at times. Jack Ralston can be unhittable. You've seen him.
Grant Supanchik, the batter, with 2 outs. And Parker Smeckel at second base. The pitch from Kettler. And that's in there for a strike. Just another note on Langeliers.
Yes.
3rd career multi-homer game, and his first since his freshman season. It's a long list of notes for Shea Langeliers today. Grounder past the bag, foul, wide of 3rd off the bat of Grant Supanchik.
You know how many things have to go right for you to have the opportunity to have 11 RBIs in a game?
What was the most you had in a game?
I honestly, I don't know. I really don't. I have no clue. It was so long ago, as you would say. I can't remember what happened yesterday, but for that matter, 5 minutes ago.
Hayden Kettler, 0-2 pitch. Just off the outside to Grant Supanchik. The Summit League champs, the Mavs from Omaha. Hayden Kettler. Here's the 1-2. There's a foul at home plate. Cranked it off his front foot, and Supanchik hobbling around.
This does not feel good at all. You know what's interesting about this? When you foul a ball off your foot, Brox, you've been around it. Guys have broken their foot. They've broken their toes. And of course, with the exit velocity now that's so popular, Roxy, get a ball being fouled off your foot being over 100 miles an hour.
That does not feel good. Ow. One and two the count. Parker Smeckel out there at second base. Pitch. Backhanded by Shea Langeliers.
You know, Roxy, we talk about Ryan Garcia. Women's Softball World Series is going on in Oklahoma City. The UCLA Bruins are over there, and Rachel Garcia. I wonder who do you think the better Garcia is on the campus?
It's a very good question.
Isn't it?
Two pitch. Liner to left off the bat of Grant Saponchik, and it falls in. Parker Smeckel rounding third. And the throw to the plate offline. Smeckel scores. Saponchik an RBI single. 2 hits for the DH. 21-6 Baylor.
Well, you like the fight from this Omaha Mavericks club.
That run charge to Paul Dickens, who surrendered the 6 runs today in his 6 2/3. Brett Bonar 0 for 3. Popped up in the infield. Josh Bissonette for Baylor puts it away. Omaha gets 2 back, but 21-6 Baylor as we go to the 8th.
What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to bring families closer together.
I want to bring pride back to our communities.
I want people to wear what they want. I want us to be free to talk about mental health.
I want humanity to reconnect with nature.
I want sustainable to be the solution, not the alternative.
Make the world you want. You've got the power, we've got the tools.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
TJ Ragusi pinch hitting, leading off the 8th, 21-6. Baylor with the lead as Ragusi batting in the 6th spot in the order for Cole Herring. And the 1-0 pitch, and Ragusi hits in the air, left center field. Hangs up there and allows Thomas DeBonville to race in and get it, and there's one away. 1 out in the 8th. And here comes Josh Bissonette, the Baylor's second baseman.
Second baseman, Josh Bissonette.
So the senior from Georgetown, Texas, flies out. Josh Bissonette homered back in the 5th inning. He's got 3 hits today. 18 hits for Baylor. Just a monster showing offensively. Strike called, 1-1. At some point, look, we just saw TJ Ragusi pinch hit for Cole Herring. But is Steve Rodriguez thinking about getting his regulars out now with the large lead and trying to get them as much rest as possible?
Well, it's funny you brought that up. I was just thinking to myself, I mean, at this point in time, you're Steve Rodriguez. You want to make sure all of your players are going to be healthy and be able to play tomorrow. And
1-2 pitch. Fouled off by Josh Bissonette. 1-2 pitch. Line back up the middle. Josh Bissonnette, who started his day 0 for 2, now has 4 hits.
Yeah, he has really swung the bat, as this whole Baylor lineup has, but we talked about this Baylor offense. They hit over 300 in the Big 12, led the Big 12 in hitting.
9th in the country in batting average. One out. Cole Weaver is 1 for 3. He scored 3 runs. Did not play yesterday. Got the start in left field today. And you got to imagine 21 runs on the board. He'll be in there tomorrow.
You think?
Nothing against Davion Downey, who got the start yesterday and available off the bench today for Steve Rodriguez. One. Popped up by Cole Weaver. Foul ground near the Omaha dugout. Room for Braden Eckhout. There's 2 away.
First baseman Chase Wesner.
The 9-hitter Chase Wesner with Josh Bissonnette at first base.
Well, one thing we're guaranteed, Roxy, is that Shea Langeliers is going to come up again in this game.
Unless they pinch hit for him.
That's very good. Really?
I mean, I would.
No.
I'd get him out.
Not with
No?
a game like not with a game like this.
How many want? He's got 11 RBIs already.
No.
How many does he need?
No. He's not coming out of this game. I could take 8 other players, including the pitcher, out of the game, and Shea Langeliers is going to hit next inning. You don't have this opportunity very many times in your career. Now,
I missed by Wesner.
Now hold on. What am I, about 1 for 9 in 2 days of predictions? This is what's going to happen. They'll pitch hit for him right when he comes up, just so he gets an ovation. Next inning.
Steve Rodriguez will pull him back.
Absolutely.
Fly ball to right off the bat of Wesner, and for the first time today, the Baylor Bears are kept off the board. 21-6. We go to the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the order for Omaha.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Finding ways to bring people together? That's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. What's your idea? Make the world you want.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. 21-6. Baylor an onslaught offensively for the Bears. And Shea Langeliers. Shea Langeliers, 3 home runs, an NCAA tournament record, 11 RBIs. Fouled away by Thomas DeBonville, leading off the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the order for Omaha, as TJ Ragusi, who hit for Cole Herring, stays into play left, and the left fielder Cole Weaver slides over to right. 1 strike pitch from Hayden Kettler. There is Cole Weaver out in right field.
And don't go anywhere. Shea Langeliers is due up 3rd at the top of the 9th.
He's got a chance to tie an NCAA tournament record for home runs in a game with 4. Twice it's been done. 4 home runs. Fly ball to right. Easy play for Cole Weaver. 1 out here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Bill Reynolds did it for Maine. In 1986, he had 4 homers in a tournament game.
First baseman Braden Rogers.
Met Diaz did it for Florida State in 1998.
I was going to guess 1998.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Well, I was.
1 gone is Braden Rogers, the batter. Takes a strike. in the year you won the national championship? How many homers did you hit in Omaha?
2.
Ground ball toward third, foul.
You know, I did hit one that I didn't at the time know the guy was going to be that good.
Who'd you hit it off of?
Frank Viola.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had no idea he was going to be that good.
2-strike pitch. Fouled away. Well short of the cars.
Has anybody come yet to that Mercedes? That's the big question.
That BMW received some damage earlier today.
See, I told you I couldn't even remember. Right? We're talking about remember. It was. You're right. It was a BMW. But considering I've never driven a car that luxurious,
Were all
in
German
my
cars
life,
the same to you?
No. I'm just saying no because I don't know where you're going.
No, I'm just asking. Well, you called it a Mercedes. It's a BMW. Swing and a miss. Braden Rogers strikes out. First for Hayden Kettler. And there's 2 gone in the last of the 8th for Omaha. Max Gamm being pinch hit for. And batting will be Josh Scribner for the Mavericks.
For Omaha, now batting for Gamm. For 27, Josh Scribner.
Scribner pinch hitting, the junior. Getting a chance, his first action here this weekend. He is 3 for 15 on the year. So pinch hitting for Max Gamm, and didn't have a chance to tell the story of Max today, but second baseman for Omaha it's been battling Crohn's disease, and now Josh Scribner pinch hitting for Max Gamm. But we talked about it last night and what Max goes through. 2-0 the count on Scribner, with the top of the order Braden Eckhout due up next. Hoping to bat here in the 8th. 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
Well, we talked about Evan Porter. He's a young skipper, but he gets it. He's trying to get anybody and everybody some action in this regional.
And let's face it, this is a conference that has been dominated by Oral Roberts for a long time.
Well, you can go all the way back to Larry Koshel with Oral Roberts, how great he was as a head coach. And Oral Roberts pushed this Maverick club to the limit.
He went around on appeal to first, says Jeff Gosney, and it's full on Josh Scribner, who chucked the bat away. Come back in a full count. But a huge step for Evan Porter in his young program in his 3rd year to get Omaha into the NCAA tournament for the first time. 3-2. Scribner strikes out. 1-2-3, last of the 8th. We go to the 9th inning. Shea Langeliers to a 3rd.
What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to bring families closer together.
I want to bring pride back to our communities.
I want people to wear what they want. I want us to be free to talk about mental health.
I want humanity to reconnect with nature.
I want sustainable to be the solution, not the alternative.
Make the world you want. You've got the power, we've got the tools.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Well, a monster day and a record-setting day for Shea Langeliers, the junior catcher for the Baylor Bears, is due up 3rd here in the 9th. He is 5 for 5. He has hit 3 home runs. This is a solo shot to lead off the 3rd. As the first pitch of the 9th inning is flared to right, and Nick Lofton has a drop inside the line. Ends up at 2nd, and Nick Lofton bloops a double. 20 hits for Baylor today.
Well, everything going right for the Baylor Bears offense. I think the only thing everybody wants to see right now is what the guy on deck is going to do, huh, Rox? Shea Langeliers.
So Kyle Hill, who is the closer for Baylor, is pinch hitting here. And for Kyle Hill, this is his first at bat of the season. Pinch hitting for Richard Cunningham. We saw him pitch an inning here yesterday. So Kyle Hill, the senior from Corpus Christi, pinch hitting. And he lines it to right. And Kyle Hill into the corner. Nick Lofton is in. In his first at bat of the year, the All-American closer who is not allowed to run on the mound all season. And he acts like it's no big deal.
Well, actually, he did say wow. When he got to second base, you could read his lips. He said wow. But you got to understand something about these pitchers in college. When they were in high school, Roxy, they were hitters. They don't forget how to hit. They don't forget where their batter's box is. But Hill said, you know, I'm going to be a little dramatic here. And I get the double and the RBI. But more importantly, as you see Hill in the dugout, they love this.
Tied the school postseason record now with 22 runs. And a pinch runner, Ryan Bertelsmann, running at second base for Hill. And here is Langeliers. Already a tournament record 11 RBIs. Strike one.
First time he has swung at first pitch the entire day. NCAA postseason record for RBIs set today. Hoping to add on to that record.
It's been 21 seasons since someone has hit 4 home runs in a tournament game. And Matt Diaz for Florida State.
1988. 98.
See, you were going to be wrong. Pinch runner Bertelsmann at second. Langeliers to left. Will it stay fair? No.
Wow. Wow.
Almost. Just out in front.
Watch this. I mean, it's out. He knows it's out.
I think he's dialed in. I'm going out on a limb here. Inside.
He is really locked in. And how do you know when a hitter's locked in? When he takes a pitch like that, he walks towards the plate, rocks, but his left shoulder doesn't even move.
Jacob Moeller on the mound. 2-2 to Langeliers. Strike 3 call.
Good pitch.
Caught looking, Langeliers denied.
Well, it's a good pitch, but it really is. It's on the outside part. But you like his reaction, and you know the crowd saying, you know what? Don't ring up somebody like that, right? Matt Wilbanks, home plate umpire, said, hey, that's my job. You know better. You're a catcher. That's a strike.
Pinch hitter for Andy Thomas. Ricky Martinez batting. Freshman from Morgan Hill in the Bay Area. From near San Jose, went to St. Francis in the Bay Area.
You know what's interesting about this day for Shea? That last at-bat, that bothers him. It really does.
You think he's going to be hard on himself going back to the hotel now?
That's what competitors do. Look at his face. He didn't like that. He doesn't like that he's just punched out right there. I mean, you don't get to be this. You don't get to be that good to not have. When you fail, to not let it bother you a little bit.
New second baseman, by the way. Jack Lombardi in there for Omaha. There he is. Strike call.
You know what he's thinking, Rox? Have I just kept that one ball fair? I would
Fouled off at home plate by Ricky Martinez.
I would have had 4 home runs.
Yeah. could have been another part of history. He'll have to settle for 3 with the tournament record 11 RBIs. Ricky Martinez into left field. Ryan Bertelsmann stops at third.
Here's the question, Rox. Let's say Langeliers' home run down the left field line that was foul and that was fair. Is that ball worth anything? The baseball.
Maybe to the NCAA, right? It's history.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would mean a lot to Shea Langeliers and the Baylor program. Runner at first, Davion Downey running for Ricky Martinez.
Attention, please. Now running at first base for Baylor, number 9, Davion Downey.
But didn't they recently have a problem with a home run that Albert Pujols hit? And where was it? Where the fan didn't want to give the ball back?
Ball 1 to Davis Wenzel, who is 0 for 5 with a walk.
Just amazing that Wenzel and Herring, who's no longer in the game, has nothing to do with any of the hits or any of the 22 runs.
Strike to Davis Wenzel. Two-one pitch. Fouled off by Wenzel.
This whole dugout is rooting for Wenzel to get a hit. Leading hitter in the Big 12. Co-player of the year in the Big 12.
Looking for his first hit of the regional. And that was sent foul right over the head. Ducking was Ryan Bertelsmann, the pinch runner. (22-6) in this survival game, elimination game, whatever you want to call it. Full count on Wenzel. And winner's bracket game tonight, 7 o'clock Pacific time. The number 1 national seed, the Bruins of UCLA and the LMU Lions. Davis Wenzel out to right center. And he gets his first hit of this regional. And it's a double. Then Polensky retrieves it and trying to score all the way from first. Davion Downey as Wenzel drives in 2. And we've got legitimate football score now.
We do, but that's really big for Wenzel. It really is. Couple days, had the offer, finally on the board with that double. Get a look at it to fastball away, and this is why this young man led the Big 12 in hitting. 377.
Evan Porter, another pitching change with a 24-6 ball game now. And going to the bullpen and getting a chance is Jackson Gordon, the freshman from Omaha.
Number 23, Jackson Gordon.
So the Baylor offense today is been flowing, to say the least.
Yeah, well, you take a look at it. 24 runs, school postseason record, but you can't talk about this game without starting with Shea Langeliers, Roxy. 5 for 6, 3 home runs. NCAA tournament record, of course, is 4. The 11 RBIs. We saw a record today.
And he's still steaming about the strikeout, isn't he?
I'm telling you, that bothers him. I mean, you can't be that good as he is as a player, as a catcher. And again, we talked about the Major League Draft is next Monday. He's going to be taken away earlier than the 20th pick, in my opinion. And it's all about competitiveness. It's not what you did before, it's what you do next. And you see the smiles, though, and you think some Baylor Bear fans, everybody getting their hair like that, Ross? What do you think? You got some kids saying, "Mom."
You think there's going to be a number of them tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to guess. I mean, I guarantee you, some son is going, "I want my hair like that, Dad."
Jackson Gordon out of the bullpen, and the freshman takes over here, the 6th pitcher used by Omaha today. And for Jackson Gordon, who is a two-way player, 21st appearance, he has 4 saves on the year. He's also 1 for 2 at the bat. 21st appearance, and on the ground is second base from TJ Ragusi, thrown out by Jack Lombardi, as Davis Wenzel moves over to third. 2 gone in the 9th, and Josh Bissonnette coming up again. He's 4 for 6 today.
24 runs on 23 hits for the Baylor Bears today.
Jackson Gordon the pitch. There's a strike to Bissonnette. So Baylor will wrap this one up. Head back to their hotel, get some rest, because they plan on having a long day here tomorrow. Get a nice dinner after the ball game. I know the coaches will be working hard. They'll be charting every pitch of LMU UCLA tonight.
That's a good one we got tonight, isn't it? Be on ESPNU.
The West Coast Conference Tournament champs, the Lions, and the #1 national seed, the Pac-12 champion UCLA Bruins.
And if you're a Baylor Bear fan, if you're worried, hey, we don't want to score too many runs today because it'll hurt us tomorrow, forget it. There's no such thing as that.
Just off the outside, 3-1 on Bissonnette.
Although you see the Baylor Bear fans right there, Rox, they didn't know if Baylor was going to win today, so they had to make plans either to stay another day at a hotel. Now they're worried about what we're going to eat tonight.
There's not a shortage of options. Josh Bissonnette into the air, out to right center. Ben Polensky makes the play, side retired. 3 more for Baylor. 24-6 as we go to the bottom of the 9th in Shea Langeliers history in LA.
Ever since I was little, I'd open the fridge and see a world of possibilities. Some think cooking is old-fashioned, but in this day, finding ways to bring people together, getting them to stop, breathe, talk, now that's a revolutionary act. This feeling of home is why I'm launching Shop Homemade with GoDaddy. They had everything I needed to launch my new site and share it with the world. What's your idea? Make it happen with GoDaddy. Make the world you want.
The hottest sneakers. Impossible to get. Until now. Every pair. Every grail. Always available. Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
(24-6) as Baylor has scored in every inning but the 8 today, and they're 3 outs away from officially moving on and sticking around to play tomorrow. But this Omaha squad, disappointing end to what's been a magnificent season for them. A significant step forward for Evan Porter and his program. As a foul ball is a pinch hitter, Tyler Doherty for the Mavericks. There is Evan Porter, and this is going to sting. But when you look back at what a significant season this was in the history of Omaha baseball, to break down that door and get into the postseason in the NCAA tournament for the first time.
Well, who better to lead it other than Evan Porter? I mean, obviously one of the best ever to play for Omaha.
Out towards center, Ryan Bertelsmann taking over out there. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 9th.
For more coverage of Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com. But when you think about Evan Porter, Rox, he was a 4-year starter, one of the best Mavericks ever, but 12 wins in his first year, 15 in his second, and 31 this year, and an NCAA postseason regional.
Another pinch hitter for the Mavs is Josiah Scott pinch hitting. and the junior from Littleton, Colorado. There's a liner to left, and Josiah Scott with a sharp single. The man of the long blonde mullet. That is some sweet flow.
Why are you looking at me when you say stuff about hair?
You're jealous.
No, what? I didn't say anything about jealousy.
Pinch hitter for Parker Smeckel. This will be Justin McEnroe. Pinch hitting here with one out, the redshirt freshman from Lee's Summit, Missouri. In case you're wondering, no relation. McEnroe to John or Patrick.
Yes.
Stating. And Justin McEnroe, fly ball to center. And Ryan Bertelsmann is there, and there's 2-away.
Well, this Maverick team, Roxy, only has 4 seniors. Now, the 4 seniors that are be putting on the uniform for the last time, Cal Hinkie, Peyton Kinney, who we saw yesterday, and had a tremendous season on the mound for the Mavericks. Jonas Lovin.
2 outs for Ben Polensky. He's driven in a run today. Takes a strike from Hayden Kettler trying to close it out.
And the 4th would be Andrew Brighton.
Saw him pitch in this one. But Summit League regular season and tournament champions in their first NCAA tournament.
You know, something you don't see, Roxy, in Major League Baseball, obviously, when a game ends, is the teams shake their hands, and they'll come across and they'll shake and congratulate each other after this game.
Ben Polensky in the air to left. This should do it. TJ Ragusi losing the cap. And the ball game is over. And a record-setting day for Shea Langeliers and the Baylor catcher in a 24-6 win. An NCAA tournament record. 11 RBIs for Shea Langeliers and a 3-homer day on the other side. The emotions of a season or a career coming to a close for Omaha. But what a performance offensively for the Baylor Bears today. They just kept scoring, and 24 runs, a Baylor postseason record for the most in a tournament game, and the individual NCAA tournament record from Shea Langeliers.
Well, you had a feeling that Steve Rodriguez's Baylor Bears, who finished 2nd in the Big 12 this year, would come out today with a little bit of anger and to show everybody this big-time offense that led the Big 12. And it was led by this youngster right behind the dish, Shea Langeliers. Record-breaking performance. But, you know, Roxy, you can't say enough about this Omaha Mavericks club. They came across the country. They fought tooth and nail with UCLA Bruins last night for 4 innings. And today, unfortunately for them, they're on the wrong end of this game. But congratulations to the Omaha Mavericks.
And Peyton Kinney, who had a terrific career. The 6-year senior, we saw him pitch here last night. And behind Kinney, they were leading the #1 seed in UCLA until the Bruins got to him in the middle innings, and maybe Peyton Kinney ran out of gas. But the Summit League Pitcher of the Year, just a phenomenal season. And you tip your cap to him and the Omaha Mavs. And we also, speaking of tipping the cap, a record-setting performance. Shea Langeliers, the All-American catcher from Baylor, joins us. Shea, thank you for the time. A record-setting day. Did anybody let you know you broke an NCAA tournament record today?
No, I had no idea.
So 11 RBIs, 3 home runs. You go 5 for 6. And all Wes and I could talk about was the way you were shaking your head after your final at bat.
Yeah, I was just a little disappointed.
I told you. See, Shea, he didn't believe me. He looked at me like, are you kidding me? He's got 11 RBIs. I said, somebody like you, as good as you are, you didn't get this way by not being competitive. And I knew that last at bat bothered you.
Yes, sir, a little bit.
But congratulations. What a ball game for you. And look, you're one of the leaders of this team. How critical was it for you to come out and set the tone early when your season's on the line?
I mean, I think it's critical for all the juniors and seniors to come out and, play with a bunch of energy and play like it's possibly your last game here, and that's what we did today.
Well, when you talk about your offense, obviously somebody like Wenzel has been the leader this year, but it's not just Wenzel. I mean, you showed everybody today, hey, I can swing the bat, but not only you, the other 8 and the other 7 in this lineup just swung it all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have confidence up and down our lineup that anybody 1 through 9 can get it done whenever we need it.
Was there some frustration after the ball game yesterday, the way you guys got shut down? Because, let's face it, you guys aren't used to seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's baseball. You never know what's going to happen, and that guy had a really good game. He pitched really well. He mixed speeds well, spotted up, and hats off to him. And then we knew it was only a matter of time before matter of time before our offense broke out again.
Hey, can't you tell your teammates, I got to stay hot, quit trying to cool me off here?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, we're taking a look at your home runs, and it just seemed from the outset, Shea, you were locked in today at the plate.
Yeah, I felt good today at the plate. I'm at my best when I'm just trying to keep it simple.
Well, your last at bat, I mean, you gave everybody a lot of excitement. You pulled that ball down the left field line.
Yeah.
You knew it was foul, right?
Yeah, off the bat. I was early on the slider and hit it off the end a little bit. I knew it wasn't going to stay fair.
But I was telling Roxy and everybody, all of our viewers, what it looks like when somebody's locked in. You took the previous pitch after that, and it's when you take the pitch and your shoulder's not going left, that's when you know a hitter's locked in. You know that as a catcher.
Yeah, absolutely. It comes down to scouting as a catcher and then obviously scouting as a hitter too. You can tell when a hitter's locked in when they're using the whole field.
Granted, I know it's all just brand new for you, but when you look in the NCAA tournament record book and see the most RBIs in a game, you're going to see your name. What does that mean to you?
It's pretty cool. It's more, I would say, it's a team accolade more than anything else. I was just up in the right situations and happened to come through.
Well, congratulations on a record-setting performance, Shea.
Right,
we get to see you tomorrow. That's the most important thing, right?
Absolutely.
Nice going.
Wow.
Now take a shower, would you?
Yeah, I need to, like right now.
Thanks, Richard Cunningham. Great job, Shea. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Shea Langeliers with the 3-home run, 11 RBI performance, moving Baylor forward in this bracket. And they'll stick around and play tomorrow in this double elimination format, and they'll await the loser of our ball game tonight, LMU and UCLA.
Well, it's a big game tonight. Looking forward to it, Roxy. I mean, #1 overall seed in UCLA, #1 team in the country, and a feisty LMU club from across town.
So that's still to come at 7 o'clock Pacific time tonight. UCLA, the #1 national seed, the LMU Lions, coming up later from Los Angeles. For Wes Clements and our ESPN crew, a record-setting performance from Baylor catcher Shea Langeliers. 24-6 Baylor eliminates Omaha. So long for now.